Just three regular guys with a podcast. Why is it a big deal, though? Like, I don't understand why. Like, what is...
Because I didn't think you knew anybody.
Who can laugh at each other's expense. And right there, my knee was just... Who have the utmost confidence in each other's athletic abilities. Sub 5.
You're a sub 5 on one of them little tricycles with the little bleep bleep air horns on the...
And whose guests absolutely love joining them on the show.
What are your thoughts on that?
You got some nerve really asking.
The Choopin' It Up podcast starts in 3, 2, 1.
Boys.
Am I on? Am I on?
Check. I think we're on.
Are we
Hooper.
good?
It's back. We're back.
Listen, Matt, so glad you could
It's
join
been a
us here
while,
today.
yeah,
We are, listen,
He had some
We're-
things to do.
we're a pretty big podcast. I mean, sometimes we have two different locations we film at. Like,
Yep.
one's a little...
Studio A, Studio B.
Studio A is a little nicer than Studio B, but Studio
Correct.
B, we can indulge a
I
little
also
bit.
feel
so
like you guys go at the worst possible times when you go for your podcast, and I just never
our podcast.
Says the guy that goes out at like 11 o'clock at night.
It's our
able.
podcast.
Somebody has to do it for you guys.
It's true.
Hooper's too
Sorry.
busy being at home with all his boyfriends.
We got some- Your,
Wow.
your daughter's in the background here. Let's go!
She made an appearance.
So, hey, man. Good to see you.
Yeah,
you
man.
missed the last one. You were there the one
I like
before.
the glasses. I like the
Thanks.
glasses
Yeah.
look.
Sometimes
You look good.
I've been
what
struggling.
about
I
the
knew there
bangs?
was-
Do you like the bangs he's got going on?
I don't know what you're doing with this hair. The one day he had like 3 gray hairs, and I said you got to get back in the game like Emmett, and he like got mad at me. I didn't get it.
He did something because they're gone, I think.
I know he did do
I
something.
didn't do it. No,
definitely
I
died
did.
him.
Yo, listen, I did. I might get
You
some
set him.
blonde. I might get some blonde highlights. I don't know. I might be like Boar.
Get the
I might
frosted
be like
tips.
Boar when the soccer team
like
won.
NSYNC.
Yeah. Listen, we're going right back to 1999. I don't know, man. What is that?
Hello? Hello?
What is
What the hell?
what?
Am I coming in
what did
clear?
What kind of piece of shit did you buy here?
What
is
is
this?
Hello?
But this
Hello?
is-
Who's
Check.
that?
1, 2, check.
What?
This is your equipment.
That sounds.
What is going on?
Chooping it up.
Kind of
is
sounds
going
like
getting
on?
feet-
Chooping it up.
Is this? What is this? What?
Oh,
is this?
there we are.
Is
Hey,
this-
guys.
Yo, what's going
What's
on,
up,
buddy?
guys?
I feel like we need to
Wow.
adjust our chairs here because
Yeah.
Tom's a little out of the.
Nah, he was just
out of the
fixing
fray
something.
here.
Yeah.
Hey.
Is this where you
I'm
at, bud?
live. I'm coming in satellite live from San Francisco, as you can see, the
Wow,
Golden
man.
Gate Bridge. I figured I'd hop on and I'd talk to you guys for a little
This
while. I'm out
is-
here on the West Coast, doing my thing.
This is wild, dude.
How are you guys?
Good, man. How's the weather out there?
Oh, it's gorgeous. I mean, as you can see, it's just
You're wearing
lovely.
sleeves, man. You gotta roll them suckers
It's
up.
it's windy out here. It's
Matt,
windy.
Matt's. I don't know. I don't know.
It's
if
got to
you-
be nicer than it is here back home.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're all in hoodies. Matt's getting fired up. North Carolina's on. They're up 1, beating a 15 and
If
14
Leaky
Syracuse.
Black
I'm out
team.
at
is
the
hitting
Golden Gate
threes,
Park,
it's gonna
so
be
I
a
can't
long
really
game.
watch
See
the
it.
game. I
Are
can't
you-
watch the game.
Yeah, I don't. How do you have a microphone and how are you? What is going
Well,
on
I
here?
knew you guys were.
How did you patch
no,
into
no,
this?
no.
Listen, I
Listen,
talked
he definitely just hijacked some meteorologist.
I
What
did.
is going on here,
I
pal?
called up. I took Tom Clark's class, and he said, "This is how you do it." So I figured I'd patch in. It's lucky number 30 for you guys, right?
It is, yeah.
And your 1-year anniversary is coming up. Chooping it
Oh,
up. It's
man.
going to be
Saturday.
1
Our biggest
year
fan right
old.
here. He
So
knows
I
what we
said-
It's
don't.
almost a year old already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Saturday.
That's crazy.
Would you have thought, Runco, when you started? I don't know what episode you came in, started doing report
3.
cards, but
I came in
do you,
3.
Do you think we would have made it this long? I don't. We gave ourselves 7 episodes. 7.
I did not think that.
Yeah.
So what's going on? You just started or what?
Yeah. We just
just got
literally
going.
a minute in. It was perfect timing on your part. Don't know how that happens. Crazy.
Even with the time, the time difference. It's 3 hours
Yeah.
ahead.
What time you got out there? What
I don't know what time it is now. I'm not wearing a watch. What time is it?
do you?
I don't
gotta-
know.
It's
I don't
8:30
know.
this way, so what? We got
beer o'clock. It seems
7,
like, huh? It's
6.
Miller time. It looks like.
You know what? I
according-
just finished this one. Let me grab another one.
5:30
All right.
out
Let
there.
me grab another one,
Grab
guys.
another one.
Hold
We'll
on
wait
for
for
him.
you.
Yeah.
We'll wait for you.
So
What happened here?
the Runks trip this. Did you trip over this while you were fucking doing this?
Maybe.
You son
Who
of a
fucking
bitch!
knows?
Oh my God!
How did that happen?
I don't know. Now we don't have.
No, we have nothing.
This is.
All right, I'm back
No,
here.
we're still
and
recording audio. We don't have any video.
I'm-
This is.
We lost our
Mine
video.
works just
Yeah.
fine.
You son of a bitch.
Keep it rolling at this
Keep
point.
entertained. So
All
you're
right,
the only
well,
one.
here we are. I'm still
I'm glad
in
you got a second beer, pal.
I did.
Ruck, I
jeez,
actually have a
man.
question for you, bud.
Go ahead.
Do you miss coaching?
I do. I actually do miss coaching quite a bit.
Do you?
They were just talking about regular and whatnot.
What do you miss
before.
most about it? Like the connection,
The
the
kids.
the atmosphere, the kids. Yeah.
I miss the kids. I'm talking to the camera because I'm in California. I'm not in Pennsylvania.
How do you? What kind of camera are you using out there,
I
pal?
have a Canon
Oh, what is?
set up on a tripod.
Glad it's working a lot better than ours. That someone tripped
Yeah.
over.
It won.
And one.
Wow,
Yo,
blow
easy,
my eardrums
easy.
out here, Matt. Jesus.
Sorry.
Jesus.
All right. Well, I mean, we're still audio-wise. We're still going, so we
Audio,
can still
you
talk.
see,
So what happened to the?
Struggling to get
camera
video
here?
here. Someone.
Don't even tell me you got to
Messed
start
it up.
all over now.
No, we ain't
it
starting
wouldn't be
over.
a
We'll
Trooping It
figure
Up
it out.
podcast if Hooper didn't screw something up.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, I'm 2,600
Good.
miles away,
And you
I
know
still knew it.
Yeah, man, wild how that works.
Also, I'm really far away. Stella's not a twist off. Could somebody give me? I'm really far.
Yeah,
away, but
maybe
I
someone
do-
will magically
Maybe.
throw one to you. I don't.
Yeah.
I
We'll
don't know
Figure
how this
something
works.
out.
There might be.
Holy good lord!
You might be able to find one there on that bridge.
My God.
Tom, you get a lot of raccoons down this way, bud?
No, they're for the cats,
That's
bud.
for the cats.
We're gonna
We
get.
already had a discussion about the cats. Hooper's still gonna try to figure this out.
Well, when I pulled up,
We might have to
I
do
saw
a little
like
bit of
7
editing
cats
on
like
this.
this
splatter
might be
everywhere.
some editing
Yeah.
magic. I can't
Yep.
believe we.
Can
Someone.
we start over?
We're not
gonna-
starting
we're
over.
about to
We're
start
just.
It's
over.
been
This
30
is-
seconds. We can start over.
We're really about to start over. This
We're
is awesome.
7 minutes in. No, this is great.
Can you believe it?
We'll be fine.
I
we'll,
would say
we'll be all right.
it's 7
Well,
minutes.
while we're still
we can
talking, I
start
have a
over.
question. Here's another
hold,
question.
Hold that question
Hold
for
that
a second.
question?
Yeah,
All
Can you
right.
imagine we?
He's opening pretty soon. New place.
He's opening back up. You can go
Where's
get
the new
yourself
place
a
at?
Thunderbird, Firebird.
It's right
Yeah.
by the
Hey,
place.
Matt, you had a question, huh?
Are we live again?
Yeah,
we're
we're
back.
back.
All
We're
right.
back.
So
Hold on, wait. I do need. I still haven't opened my beer yet. Can
Matt, you-
anybody help me out with that?
Hold
Oh,
on.
yeah,
Hold
what
on.
do
Let
you
me
got
see.
there?
Is there anybody
Wait,
have
no,
a
here,
got
beer
it.
opener
You got
it?
Send
anywhere?
that through the portal.
Send
All
that
right.
one.
Send that through.
There you go.
Thank you.
There This only works if people watch this. It only
I
works.
really hope you guys watch this. This is a great one of the
This
better
is
ones.
Jokes won't go if you're not watching.
This has to be Spotify or YouTube. You have to actually watch it if you're trying to watch.
All right, we're
All right,
back here.
You had a question for
Sunny
him.
California.
So here's my
This-
question. It's for actually the both of you, Hooper and
Okay.
Runco.
I like it.
Don't.
Uh,
Hope you do something to this.
I'm just moving it. Oh, I'm not gonna
if you
trip
guys
over it,
had
like,
evenly matched teams, like
Wow.
athletically wise, player for player, and you two are coaching against one
why
another.
are you looking that way?
Oh, I'm sorry,
Staring
I'm
to
sorry.
the camera. He can't see what. No
I'm
one's
sorry.
over there.
If you two are coaching against one another, who wins that game?
I don't.
Are
go
you
first.
saying? Hold on, there's a slight delay. Are you saying me versus Hooper?
Coaching wise, yes. Coaching wise, you
Please.
have the same team basically. Athletically wise, knowledge of the game, player wise, you have deep benches, whatever you might want. You guys are coaching against one another. Who wins that game?
I would like to say me, but I don't know. I'm more of a. I never was a head coach.
Okay.
So
Runco knows
Listen,
regular though.
I know
He does
He
know.
does
I was
know
saying
regular.
we were talking about that.
my philosophy is, as it comes to coaches, are find people who are way smarter than you in the game and facilitate everything they do. That's what I do.
That's why
I'm
you'd
a
be a
very
great
good assistant coach.
That's why you'd be a great head coach.
No, I don't think so. I
That's-
think I'm a
I
very
think
good
you would
assistant
be-
coach.
I
So
doubt
don't
you
know.
would
Just delegate.
That's what I
all.
mean.
Yeah.
If you want me to work with big guys, I'll work with big guys. You want me to work with guards, I can work with guards.
Good
but I'm
turnaround.
I was never a head coach to run a game. I think I had to run a game one time when Chuff was in.
Wasn't that
foul-
Old
or, well,
Forge?
not foul trouble, but I think he may have gotten. He may have gotten a double technical and had
We're
to sit
number
down
30.
or something.
Number 30 in our hearts. Double technical.
During that
Yeah.
game, were you
Bud,
wearing
where are you
sunglasses?
looking? Look,
I had
staring
sunglasses
to the
on.
camera so he could see him, man.
I'm sorry.
You guys, yeah, I mean, I'm live.
Yeah, what do we do?
California.
Uh,
But
They
so I
just-
would
they
say,
just
I don't know.
want it,
I
man.
really
They
don't know.
want it.
The
so here's my
clouds have
thing.
not moved
Here's
there.
my. Yeah, I know it's crazy.
Awesome.
He does know regular. That is all Tom knows.
That is.
So he taught it to Chuff and conversely into, Runco. It is a great offense. I'm not going to
My kids would be
Big play.
great on defense.
great on.
So I don't know.
Same
I think,
defensive philosophy.
I think I would beat them. They'd play man up. Hooper wouldn't understand the pressure. I don't know. I'd win.
Here's my thing.
I'd win.
I mean, if
Hooper,
Matt,
how do you combat that? Yeah.
I'd win.
listen, I'm in the game. I went solid 7-5 this year in my 7-5. A lot of younger girls playing up in my junior high basketball team. I did, though. I asked Tom when he was available at home games to watch to give me a grade at how I did coaching. One game, Matt happened to be actually on the clock or doing the book or something for that game.
You went downhill
and
real
he,
fast on that one.
I don't remember what happened, but he did write on my book as in the coach thing, D+. That is what he gave me for that game, a D+.
I would win.
Well, do you want to hear?
I would win. I can beat a D+ for sure.
Runco,
Listen,
Runco, do you want to hear?
I'm telling you right now, Runks, kicking your ass.
You know what?
Runco, do you want to hear why?
I've had a hankering for a sip of Blue Moon, like you wouldn't believe.
Do you want to hear
That is
why he
good.
got a
All
D+?
right. Why did he get a D+?
Yeah.
So he's winning the game pretty.
Was that COVID safe? Crossing state borders?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
it's fine.
Anyway.
It's fine. We lifted our mask mandate here in California.
Oh, perfect. Pennsylvania, maybe?
Yeah.
We're getting there. Anyway, he's in the middle of his game. He had told his girls to get back or something along those lines, and they let a bucket. So they were up 7 or 8 with like 45 seconds left. He calls a timeout.
It was 2 minutes.
2 minutes. You were still up. You're gonna win the game handily, no matter what.
You told me you liked this maneuver, though.
I love the maneuver.
Okay.
He didn't want to tolerate
Hooper
any
doesn't have a maneuver.
BS. So he did a whole line change. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're in.
Mm-hmm.
So he puts these 5 new girls in,
I remember now.
and
What happened?
the last girl that he put in wasn't even in the book.
Ridiculous.
So
I do remember this.
I
That
would
was
not make those type of mistakes.
That's
so,
true.
Thank God the girl that was doing the book with me didn't say anything, but he could have got a technical, and this could have actually made it a game somewhat.
What would have been my grade if one of those girls wasn't?
If that wasn't,
Yeah.
Still a D+.
I would have. I don't know.
No, you were hovering around a C.
You were.
Okay.
Yeah, you were. You were hovering around to C.
You
Well,
know
here's
what?
But
my
then
thing.
the fact that
We
you
had-
put in a girl that wasn't
Hold
even
on,
in the
guys.
book.
we had
put you in.
21. Yeah.
I'm
Can you hear
actually
us?
What's that?
American Airlines actually just got on me. You know what? I'm going to see you in 2 minutes. All right.
You're gonna see
You're
us.
Yep. I just got it.
How is this gonna work?
Don't worry about it. Just stay live. I'll be right there.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
You going?
I guess.
You just.
Um,
all right.
We'll just figure this out. Anyway.
That was a weird shadow that he got right across the bridge there. It's wild. So
I hope he didn't. I hope he didn't jump.
Do we? Well, that's.
jump.
Whoa! You.
Yo, buddy.
And we fooled no one.
That was wild.
Coming over.
Hold on, we gotta
maneuver here a little bit.
figure. You guys just let me know
Wow.
when we're
I think you got to move it back.
Yeah, you're good.
here, man. We might have to move the chairs back.
Grab that. Jesus, we weren't expecting a guest.
I didn't.
Grab that headset there.
Hey, we got a headset for him now, man. Put him in.
Yeah.
Rock him in now.
Wow.
Look at this. Look at this. Tom, slide on over. Join the crew.
Runco straight from
Jeez,
California.
Bud.
That was quick.
That got some. What kind of fuel they put in that jet?
You guys didn't know.
Technology these days.
I'll tell you what. Elon Musk is doing something right.
Yeah. Was this like SpaceX or something here, Runks? What happened? How'd you?
In California.
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
He just said.
Do they have those
just said
self-flying
Tesla.
planes now?
They do.
All right. Well,
Wow.
you can't. I don't think we could hear you anymore because your microphone's disconnected there. So
Yeah. You're on
here you go.
You're just yelling for no reason.
Grab a headset.
Now, we're
Oh,
gonna need
boy.
to. We're gonna need to. That's
he on?
That's empty.
That's loud.
Are you?
Is he on?
Yeah, you're on, right?
Yeah, but you
Oh,
guys
there he
sound
is.
loud.
Okay, turn
We'll
them
turn
down.
you
a little
down. We'll
bit
turn you
here, pal.
down. You're
Give
all
them the
right.
thumbs up. Well,
Hello?
we're good. This is how. Yeah.
Good there?
A little lower.
I'm gonna turn.
A little lower.
I'm gonna turn this camera off this San Francisco camera.
That was
Don't mind
live.
that was live.
Yeah.
That right there, don't mind that.
Yeah,
That's
that's nothing.
unrelated. We're going to use that green screen at some point. We haven't figured it out yet.
Not today, though.
If you're not, again, if you're
we
not
still can't
watching
figure
this,
it out.
I'm
You
a little.
obviously, you obviously saw the start of the show. We can't figure out a green screen
we
yet.
could get a guy here from California in 37 seconds. Can't figure out the green screen.
I'm a little jet lagged, so don't mind me.
We are
But
sitting really
here we
close.
are. We're sitting close.
You still didn't even finish that same beer. That's how
no,
fast you
this
got
is
here.
a new one.
It's a
Oh,
new one.
wow.
They offer those on American Airlines. Tom, come on, pal.
Yeah, I flew VIP.
Did you
don't
get
worry.
peanuts or pretzels?
Both.
Nice.
Both. Well, here we are, 30th episode. I figure I joined them for a
Live.
little.
Little banter.
I guess and a whole. I guess a recap we could say of
a year in review.
A year
Yeah,
review.
yeah,
Yeah,
I like
that's,
that.
that's
Yeah,
a real
I do.
thing
I
now.
do like
yeah.
that a lot.
That was good. That was good. And figured this. I'm the closest thing to a chuff you're going to have on this podcast.
Yeah, and you are the second oldest Mid Valley alumni we've had on this podcast. So
That is
congrats
true.
to you,
Wow.
man.
Piercy, you're the oldest still, and I'm going to make sure he knows it because I can't be the oldest on the podcast.
Speaking of that, probably got to get him back on soon, right?
Yeah.
Coming up,
Soon.
softball
Season's
season
coming
coming
around
up.
the
Yeah, I
corner.
got to see what he's thinking about the season coming up.
Your cousin getting ready to have another.
Probably making
Monster
another
year.
state run, another
She's-
state run, I would assume.
I imagine your cousin's gonna set the Pennsylvania state record for intentional walks in a year.
Yeah,
I would
That's what I was
imagine.
going to say.
I
I was
would
hoping you
imagine.
didn't say home runs because they're not going to pitch to her. But
No.
If you had advice for, like, what would be your advice, like, going into the season, knowing, like, she's never going to see a pitch, basically?
just continue to do what she's doing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Listen, she's a humble, fantastic player and a great student athlete, a great ambassador for Mid Valley wherever they go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so just continue to do what she's doing. That's it.
We're saying she got what game was it? She got recognized for her State Player of the Year award at one of the
That was
halftime.
the boys Holy Cross game.
And you
right
could
after the
tell
New Year.
she like
She didn't want any
she
part
didn't
of it.
want any part of it. She looked so uncomfortable. She doesn't want any of the recognition. She's just like
She just wants to go out there and play
Yeah.
ball. She doesn't
Yeah.
care about all that other stuff.
And I say, like, I'm not very close to her or anything like that. I'm just a student.
that was awful.
that
shot.
was bad.
I'm getting excited, like he's
just-
going to do something good there.
I just like watching her play. I mean, my
So
sister went to
frustrating.
more games. My dad went to more games, obviously, because they're here. I'm not here.
Right.
But, yeah, just continue to do what she's doing and have fun.
She's
'Cause
just-
she's already got Division I offers. She's going to do anything
Right.
she wants. She can play anywhere
Right.
she wanted to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, have fun. Oh, boy, that's
That
a dagger.
was that
That
one of the
hurts.
was that one of the
No,
Boeheim boys
slider.
or a lot of white kids out there for Syracuse. 4 out of 5 actually.
Why do they have to have a color to
Yeah,
them? Why can't they
hoop-
just be
Yeah.
players?
Shooping it up's canceled.
They all wear.
Canceled. Right there with that
Listen.
one. Hooper made it.
Listen.
Canceled. Boom.
Listen, I never wanted this.
Technically, didn't even make it a full year.
I never wanted
4
this.
days short.
I never wanted
360 days.
30
and
was
that's
the
it.
number in my mind.
30 was the number?
30 was the number.
It was fun while it lasted.
That's
yeah.
So this is your finale?
Wait. Let's go back to episode 1 when it was, let's name this 2.5 white guys. Yeah, let's.
That was spot on. That's a great name.
Yeah, that is
I
good.
I just pointed out the obvious. Let's be honest. You don't see 4 white kids on a court for a Division I college at one
No.
time.
Wow.
Oh,
Anymore.
go ahead, Leaky.
Yeah, but
And one.
I will say
How is that
2.5
not a foul?
white guys is
How is that
more
not a foul?
is more
Thank you.
on than chooping it up.
Yeah, no, it would. Well,
Because there's no chuff here. There's
Chuff.
never been a chuff.
True. He asks when he does mention the podcast. It's always, how is there a podcast that I'm technically involved in the name that I've never been on?
We should-
because we know that you won't come on. I should at least be asked.
We should
Fair
definitely
enough.
just call him.
Fair
right now.
enough.
We
Go
should
ahead.
You
live
call him.
call
You
him.
call him.
Do
See
it.
if
Call
he
him.
answers.
No,
You
he's
call
not.
him. You call
Listen,
him.
I've been friends with Kyle Chuff since
then-
I was.
Do you have an
5
iPhone?
No, for
Okay.
5 years old. We've been since 5. I'm not kidding. 5 years old. We've been friends for 30 years almost. And he won't answer my call. No, he might actually. I think he knows I'm in.
Yeah, and then if he,
I don't have an
answers-
iPhone though.
that's fine.
Well, whatever. You can't.
you
He
can
won't.
pass
Well,
it.
he won't answer my call. That's a fact.
Pressing.
That's
Okay.
a fact. That's
Well,
a
let's
fact.
talk about not answering calls. So Hooper says, "Yeah, come down. It's 30th episode. It'll be
What-
great.
wait.
Everything like that."
Whoa.
I call him.
Whoa.
I'm not done with my story.
Whoa,
Don't
you were-
interrupt the
you
guest.
were- Yo,
don't
I
interrupt the guest.
This never happened. You were in California. I didn't know you were coming in.
That's not a.
It is a foul, but
go
listen,
ahead.
I call him on the way down here.
Why are you defend? Are you a Syracuse fan?
No, but it's a
4.5
foul.
left.
Well, don't stop. Don't go ahead back to your story.
So-
Let me have a moment over here.
Have your moment. So he says, come down, Tom's house. I'm not going to say what street it is, but he says the street name. So I said, all right, I'll just get close, and then I'll call Hooper. You would imagine you're having a guest come to your podcast, you'd answer the phone, right?
Didn't even answer you.
Not even close.
Yeah.
No. Then I park. He goes outside. I said, where should I park? He goes, I don't know. He picks up his phone. He goes like this. Oh, you called me, huh? I said, what do you, like, you want to make this like a professional podcast? You can't answer your guest when he calls you? Not even a, I was an afterthought. He
Listen.
goes, oh, you called.
But hey,
It worked. I'm here.
that story just filled a minute and a half of this podcast. So there we go, content.
Listen, you don't
Content.
you don't need any more content of ragging on Hooper.
Right.
That's
Yeah, that's been awful for 29
Just shoot the
episodes. That's why Jay can only come back on one every 10 episodes because the three of you.
so.
That last episode when Jay was on 27, that was brutal. You
Yeah.
guys sucked.
Well-
That hurt. I cried
That
a
was
little
fun. It was fun. I don't care what you say.
You
bit.
get
Yeah, for you three.
you
Oh, that
keep
was a
getting.
lot of fun,
I mean,
dude.
you have to admit your skin's got to get a little thicker eventually.
Seriously, that's
Yeah.
what.
You know, at
what we're
this
trying
point in
to
your
get.
life, yeah.
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 So
It's
that's
been a tough 30 years. You know what I mean?
yeah. I could imagine.
Can you grow a good mustache on thick skin?
No,
I
apparently
don't know.
not.
We're gonna find out.
Apparently not. That's why I was coming down here. I told you before. I said I'm going to do the podcast. Oh, who's in the podcast? My girlfriend said, was it the kid I met at the softball game with the terrible mustache? I said, yeah, that was him. Remember Hooper was trying to grow a mustache?
This is gonna make.
I can't say anything because I've grown facial hair since I was about 12.
Yeah.
So even in high school, I used to get like mutton chops.
This is gonna be a good finish to this game. All right, so you were here. You had this. We've texted back and forth.
I give my report cards.
report
stuff
cards.
Like that, yeah.
That we haven't
This-
gotten a report card in probably about 8 episodes. Obviously, this one's gonna be an A+. We imagine.
Yeah.
Technology. We somehow flew you in from California real quick, but like
Amazing.
A very unbiased report card.
As one of our probably
The
best
only.
listen. Yeah. Okay. The only
Consistent.
consistent listener.
Okay.
I want to kind of hear some of your favorite or like we've talked about them before we got on air, but like what are some of your favorite moments from our first 29 episodes?
Your first
and this
year.
for our first year. This thing's gonna be I don't know. This might be a 35-year thing. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
We're gonna be podcasting from.
Maybe 65.
Yeah, we're gonna be podcasting from Tom's funeral. He's probably the one that's gonna go.
Yo, you're shot.
Wow,
You're
man.
shot, bud.
Wow. I was at least going to say my wheelchair. You went right for
You
my...
went
You're
right
dead.
to the grave.
Yeah.
You went right to
Man.
the grave.
Well, I mean, being in my profession, I think the ones I like the best were Tom's medical ones. I like those a lot. Yeah. They were my favorite. A lot of good guests.
Kiss ass.
Jack, when it comes to March Madness, I love
Which
his,
is coming up soon.
Yeah,
so.
his breakdowns are great. I don't know him that well because he started as an assistant with Mike after I was already
You were gone, yeah.
Yep.
So I didn't know him that well, but he knows
You
college
two, would
basketball.
you two would get along.
He knows college basketball. So his breakdowns are real
He
good.
knows basketball
Yeah.
Yeah.
in general.
He's a little long-winded. I
Yes.
will give him that. He
Yes,
does,
not our Jack.
he does like to talk, but no,
What gave that away?
he's a good guest.
Spits a
on.
little bit too.
Does he?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
When he gets fired up, yeah.
He knows
You're
the
in the
game though.
splash zone. You're in
Yeah,
the splash
yeah.
zone.
Like he pulls out college
Crazy
players.
stats,
Like it's
yeah.
like why would you know that though?
But I mean,
Like
also
the,
big.
the 19th man off the bench that
Yeah.
shoots like 37% from three. Like we got to worry about this guy.
Right. He's a big Michigan guy.
Big Michigan guy
Yes.
wrote us a synopsis
What do you
of
think
their
he?
season.
What do you think he felt about that whole
Juwan
Juwan Howard
That's
and
what
Wisconsin
I
thing?
might send him a text right now, real quick. Be
go
like,
ahead.
hey,
The hell-
listen,
the
how'd
hell
you
with
feel about
that.
Juwan Howard?
Juwan Howard. You had Harbaugh go
Stay.
up and
Yeah.
interview in
Where'd he go?
Minnesota.
Oh,
he went to
Minnesota.
Minnesota,
yeah.
and he
We
would have
got-
left if
we
he
got
did
none of-
not.
no Jack reactions on any of that
If-
Michigan news.
I don't know. The last time I heard from him was when he wrote that
Yeah.
wonderfully worded letter about Michigan. And I said, you know what? I didn't want to say anything because I'm a Penn State fan. I don't want to sound like a salty Penn State fan. But he made Michigan seem like they weren't Michigan.
It's true, yes.
As if They shouldn't be there all the time. When Michigan's good, the Big Ten is better. Jack made it sound like he was writing like they had a chip on their shoulder, like Little Sisters of the Poor or something.
Like it was my Hoosiers playing the game.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But I mean, Harbaugh, he's just signed a massive extension, so obviously they wanted him. Yeah, he signed a 10-year. So
Really?
if I was a Michigan fan, I'd be happy to have him back.
Are you happy to have
Right.
Franklin back?
Yeah, because with the coaching carousel how it is,
Big Penn State guy, we can say that. Yeah.
who is Penn State more? I mean, is it a better job than the LSU job that opened up or the USC job that opened up? Franklin does a good job.
You're a good Franklin-wise. I feel like a lot of Penn State, he's a phenomenal recruiter.
That's what everybody says.
But, like, I feel like a lot of Penn State fans question some of his
X's
coaching
and O's and all
decisions.
that,
So, in
scheme-wise.
terms of that, like, how do you feel? Like, in terms of him as a coach
I agree with them. It's been beating a dead horse, though. Every analyst, every Penn State fan said the same thing. The one thing you could say is he tries to get in the guys that he knows he can't fill. It's just like I just said. When I was an assistant coach, I followed what somebody smarter than me was able to do. He brought in a defensive guy, now hopefully, to replace Pry. Urich or however you pronounce that other guy's name, their offensive coordinator.
Right.
Let them lean on his offensive and defensive coordinators and let Franklin continue to dominate in recruiting. And that's what you have to do when you're a excellent team, not on the top tier level just yet. That's what you hope for. Good recruits and then
and hope you have the guys to coach them up.
Exactly. The thing is, Penn State has the best stage in college football.
I mean,
And you have,
Yes.
I mean, I've been to one whiteout in my life. It was actually this past year against Auburn. I've never in my life experienced something like that. The atmosphere, the energy, it's unbelievable.
I can't stand Penn State, but I have to go down 2 or 3 times a year.
Right. And
You
that's
know.
the same thing. Just keep bringing in the good recruits and
That's what the college game is all about. Though.
exactly.
And,
Just out recruiting one another at this
yeah,
point.
It really
you
is.
have to be
When you're not Alabama.
I love the
When
fact
you're not Alabama.
Right.
right.
I love
But you can't be an X's and O guy and have zero personality and
Right.
get kids in the door.
Right.
You know, you still have to.
That's why you'll start.
You got to recruit.
I still think that's why you'll start to see a downward swing now with Clemson. I think Clemson, this down year was not just a down year. It's going to just.
You think Clemson's not going to get back to that pedestal for a little bit?
You think
No.
people aren't going there for Dabo? Like, I feel like Dabo's got that.
I mean.
Now, they did just lose their defensive coordinator. Venables
look around and see
a
how
big loss.
many teams come up to that upper echelon of college football teams and then slowly die off. LSU just won a national title 2 years ago and they fired Coach O.
That's
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the next one that seems to be rising up the ranks? Georgia. They've been in the. Do you think they're going to stay,
They'll have another.
or do you think that they're going to fall off?
I think
They will
they're going.
fall off.
I don't
I-
think they're going to stay, but I think they're going to be consistently good just
I mean,
because they're in
Kirby
the
Smart's.
SEC.
He's a
They will have a-
Saban. Like, he's a Saban guy. He's the best Saban clone. I'm going to say I love the fact that North Carolina. We're watching North Carolina, Syracuse up 1, but North
we
Carolina on offense is running like a basic high-low against Syracuse.
It drives me nuts.
They do
love
this
it.
every time against the zone. They don't run anything out of it. They just go high low.
What if Buddy shakes him right now?
But he is.
Here we go.
Watch, he is.
He's pulling
Here we
up,
go.
no doubt.
Oh, I
Knocks it
feel like,
away. Knocks it away.
4 seconds.
No, just think about all the college football teams that keep coming. There's one staple. It's Alabama.
Bama.
Alabama.
Everybody's
And then-
chasing Bama.
Exactly, and then you're gonna have a lot of great teams out there. And now in the Big Ten, you have Ohio State. Obviously, they're always there. Michigan is going to start and going to continue because Harbaugh. People want to play for him. He's proven himself in the NFL. He's proven himself in college now.
I would be curious. I didn't hear that he signed a 10-year extension. I'd be curious to see what the buyout would be like, because again, if you're a recruit, well, you go into a house of a 5-star recruit. Well, we're gonna leave for the NFL if
No.
they
But
they
at the
want
same
it.
time, at the
He's
same
not going anywhere.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like, he can tell you, "I'm gonna get you to the NFL."
Right. Exactly.
Like, that's
'cause
his
he
biggest.
knows the system.
That's his biggest pitch. Like,
Yeah.
you come play for me, I'm gonna get you NFL ready, and you're gonna play in the league.
But it
Right.
depends what it is. Can he say that to the 5-star receiver? Because how many receivers are Michigan sending into the league? Can you say it to the quarterback? How many quarterbacks are they sending into the league? You know
At
what I
the
mean?
end of the day.
Yeah, it's not about that though.
Right.
It's about the big picture. I mean, when you have those stars on a team, they're going to get spotlight. They're going to have primetime
You're gonna
games.
find ways to get them the
Exactly.
ball.
They're going to find ways to get them the ball, and they will shine. There's an old saying. We always say it, the cream will rise. Eventually, the cream will rise.
Yeah, the cream rises to the top.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, dig it.
Yeah, and
That was a
it's the truth.
terrible Macho Man.
Right.
Chuff tells me that all the time.
Yeah, eventually,
It's terrible. He's right.
Yeah, no, yeah. Come on.
it doesn't matter. Eventually,
I will
the cream
bust that out.
rise.
I will bust that out again at one point.
Even on a mediocre Penn State team, just take. Dang
it!
And,
You do that again, you're getting cut out of this.
Get kicked
You're
out.
done. You're done, bud.
I am the reason we're gonna get canceled. So
Now that you showed us the trick.
there you go. Now he's gone. But just think about it. A mediocre Penn State team, they're going to have 2 first-round picks probably.
Oh, going down.
A defensive end and a wide receiver.
Right.
So
they just
All right,
sent
they gotta run
and they
something.
just
You have
sent
a
the
timeout.
defensive
You have 2
player.
timeouts. You
You
gotta
said
do
you said
something
Penn State,
here.
right?
Yeah.
They just sent the defensive player of the rookie of the year, potentially
Cowboys.
almost defensive player of the year. Yes, that was a
voice
squeak.
crack?
Yes,
Yes.
that was a crack.
Wow.
Almost a defensive player of
Our
the year.
boy
He had to be
Hooper's
in-
growing up in one
Yeah.
You
year.
said that
Balls
before.
has finally dropped.
You said
You're
that.
still right. You're still growing.
I am.
So that's college football.
All right, here's my question.
You
We're
think he'll
talking
get taller?
about like coaches wise, getting you ready. Do you think that's why guys are going to play for Deion Sanders right now? 'Cause
Yes.
it's
Love
his-
it. Absolutely.
His energy,
Yes.
his football knowledge, his ability to say like, if you play the right way for me,
Right.
you're gonna go to the league.
You don't think that being Neon Dion has an effect on people
if
coming?
he was to come to my, like, I'm a
Unbelievable.
5-star recruit.
Right.
I'm a
Going to
5-star recruit.
Deion, yeah.
Deion Sanders comes to my house and he starts talking to me.
I'm going.
I'm in.
I don't know how you say no to that man.
You don't.
The energy he
One
brings
too, and it's not just that too. He's partnered. He's got that like
what
that
is it,
reality
that
show like
YouTube
behind the
reality,
scenes
yeah.
with Barstool,
Yes,
which for
yes.
young kids, Barstool is still a big thing. We might
I
get
mean,
there
not just
one
for
day.
young,
You know
it's
what
not
I mean?
for young kids. It's
Yeah,
for
we're
anything.
trying- yeah.
Do
No,
I think
right.
Dion will be at Jackson State for the next 5 years? No way.
No.
He'll be gone probably next year. It'll probably be his last year.
There's going to be a
Yeah.
big time school calling him saying, "Hey, bud,
I'm
we're going to give
surprised
you
no
the big
big time
bucks."
schools this coaching cycle.
I think he
reached out
kind of
to
said
him.
like,
He'll end up at like a Vanderbilt or like a mid-level
No.
SEC team.
How old are
I
his
would
kids,
imagine.
though? Is his kid-
Shador
isn't
is
his
a
one kid going to the league
sophomore.
already?
No,
his one
he's a
kid's
sophomore.
at Jackson State.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a
he's at
sophomore.
Jackson.
He'll be I think he'll be
Wasn't
a
he
sophomore.
wasn't he a top 10 recruit too though?
I don't think he's a top 10.
No,
but
Did you
he's,
see the
Okay.
TikTok?
no.
I don't
About
have a TikTok. but,
him telling his kid that he was a product of his balls.
oh,
During-
I did
on
not.
the, on the field at practice.
I did not see that.
That's
Yeah.
a great
Awesome.
quote.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I mean, hey, I think Dion ran like a 4.2 at the combine, so being
Yeah.
a product of
He could
those
probably-
balls, hey, whatever.
probably
He's going to the league. You run 4.2, you're going to the
Yeah.
league.
I mean,
Thanks,
he's,
Bob.
he's a Hall of Famer.
I mean, we have a
First
sub
ballot.
5 guy
I
right
mean-
here.
I mean,
we have a
Dion-
sub 5 guy right here.
I mean, Dion
Dion,
ran
if you're
4.2
watching this,
back in his
sub
day.
5 right here.
You're in the
Could he run-
same second range.
Yep.
But I'm saying,
As
like,
Deion
you
Sanders,
think
who-
Dion
Yeah.
can still run 4.8? Nah, probably.
I bet you
probably,
he runs faster
probably,
than you.
Probably,
You don't wait a minute.
Probably.
You can't. I've heard a lot of comparisons on this. You to CD Lamb, that kind of stuff. Please don't tell me you're going to compare yourself now to Deion Sanders.
No, not prime Dion, like 55-year-old
That's the
Dion,
shot we
like
get.
right now. Like, that is, we're in the red.
He's a typical fan. That's the shot I get. Let's go.
Is that the other Boeheim?
Oh my! Whew.
This is why we need. This is why
Joe
we're
Girard.
live.
This is why you live stream.
This is why we're live streaming the Friday of the
Wow.
tournament. This is
This
why
is
right here. Is that
unbelievable. This is
Boeheim's
typical
other,
UNC,
other
man.
grandson?
Typical UNC.
wow.
Joe Girard.
It's like flashbacks
Wow.
from UNC Villanova. That's
Uh-oh.
exact. Oh, Tom, don't do this to me, bud.
This is-
don't
this
do
is-
this. Bud,
This is so
don't.
good. This game is so
What?
good. It's hard to keep. Yeah, give me one of those.
What is going on here?
Oh my God!
We got the Matrix going on right now.
Yeah, this is a little weird. I'm
But-
not gonna lie.
This is typical UNC. They go down, make a big shot,
Oh no, that's ESPN.
Yeah.
and then they
That's
let
all.
that BS happen come down the other court. It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Wow. There we are. We're back. 1.4.
They
thanks,
got a
bud.
chance. They got a chance.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
But
over
you
here.
know what? I'll
Let me
tell
go
you what.
back to California to get
Go
that
to
bottle
California.
opener.
Go to Cali. But you know what? This is why I
camera
love.
up. I was gonna say
This is
literally
what
go
I
there.
love about like college
Tournament. We're getting there.
teams
I
and to
feel-
an extent. Like
We should have had Steve in too, but go ahead.
Dude,
Now,
dude, why am I
the
doing
head-
this?
He's gonna be mad.
the head coach for UNC is drawing a blank right here.
Hubert Davis.
Hubert Davis.
Yeah.
He's only
He
your
was-
coach.
I know he's my coach, but he wasn't
it's
even
his
running
first
that
year.
huddle. He wasn't even running that huddle. He let his offensive coach run the huddle.
Do you-
and
do
get
you
that
like
play.
that,
I
or-
love that.
Yeah.
I love that. There's a reason you hired him as a coach.
Yeah.
That's not
That
the play.
reason?
Yeah, that reason. But
there's,
Yeah.
I mean, 1.4 you can't.
But
run.
yeah, but like at the end of the day, though, that's why you hired him. You're like, would you have a play for this? Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the board.
But here's my
give
thing.
whatever you want.
Here's my thing. This is Hubert Davis's first year. So
This is not good.
what,
we lose
what,
this
what
game,
did
we're not
he get
going.
hired for? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Legacy.
Like
Yeah, legacy and the fact that he was with Roy Williams, he can recruit a little
was
bit.
he on? Oh, he was on Roy's.
He was on the staff, yeah.
much like John Shire for Duke. But
But I heard there was a lot of
we talked about
like
it.
sneaky stuff with.
Talk
Yeah,
about
you missed. You weren't on the last podcast.
Nah.
They already covered it.
They don't like me enough.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't see. You didn't
You
even
weren't gonna
appar-
you weren't gonna
apparently,
come to this
You didn't even
one.
listen to it.
I didn't. No,
But
I
you
didn't
weren't
even
gonna come
listen
to this one.
If I'm
until
not
we-
in it, I don't listen to it. To be
You weren't
completely
coming to
honest
this
with you.
one until we.
I got the call and I got the picture of Runco in California saying
Yep.
he'd
You're like,
like-
Runco's on. Yeah. Let
and
me.
I went up to the school. I'm like, let me in. You guys are like, what the what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, all right, see
That's
you there.
funny.
I mean, I don't know why you would have gone to the school. We don't record podcasts there, pal.
All right, down to the
There's
Not
Hooper's-
there
the
either.
drool. The
There's,
drool. I
there's
said,
Hooper's
the drool.
first pal of the day.
What?
He dropped about 40 of them before you got here, Tan. He's like, pal.
No, not pal.
We're not
Paul.
not your friend. We're
Paul.
not your pal, and we're not your bud. Just
What was your favorite report card?
my favorite report card. Oh boy.
What was your Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know. I would have to say
You sent some like long report cards.
my favorite report card was probably the time that you did the intro, because I had to actually give you
Oh yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit of
yeah,
credit,
Yeah.
because the intro is still pretty good.
Do you feel weird that we have updated it since then?
I don't
No,
know. I
no.
feel like you got to leave it where it's at.
You need
at
to-
It
this
still
point.
gets the
Yeah.
reaction out of you
Right.
every time you
It
hear
does.
it.
Honestly, God, it really
Yeah, you
does.
gotta laugh.
Oh, that's. Oh,
But yeah,
God.
that was my favorite. I have a couple favorite, but that was probably the best one. I just like
I didn't realize Tom wearing the Syracuse hoodie right now.
Yeah,
right.
he can go kick rocks.
we're still this is a PG-13 podcast, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
There's a couple things I needed to say
Yeah.
there, but I did my best.
it's all right. I mean, yeah, we always here in Scranton we'll always have a couple of ties to Syracuse just because of GMAC. I feel like people around here just like Syracuse because of that. What was
Oh,
that?
yeah.
What was that national title year?
I mean, that
2003.
2003,
Three.
yeah.
That was they ran. I know you said you just hate that they love that they run just a basic high-low, but
They ran that to perfection.
they did
but
run that to perfection.
Who
right
was
there.
Who was on that team? Did anybody-
Carmelo,
Mello.
Hakeem
Hakeem
Ward.
Ward. Yeah.
What was
Was
their center's
Daniel
name?
Marshall on that one?
Craig Forth.
Dwayne? No, what was
Quet Dwayne.
He was good. I liked him. I liked him down low.
That was when we would go to our trip. That like for
What do you
the-
mean we?
The Mid Valley basketball program.
You were on the team?
What do you mean we?
You guys were on the team together?
Yeah,
You guys
What?
played together?
yeah.
What?
Really?
Whoa, Runco was out there. I was cheering him on from the bench.
So, all right.
Wait,
I
what
can't
year
believe I
was
didn't
that?
I can't believe I didn't get into this at all.
Wait a minute. You were on the team.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
I can't believe I
They
didn't
call
get
that
into this
man.
at
Oh,
all.
I call that on the floor.
Hooper was not on the team. I'm positive. I'm almost positive he wasn't there. But he tells me things like stories he was there.
Sent you
But
pictures.
He
of
sent
the
me
team.
pictures.
It's because he's hanging around with Chuff so
Wait a
much.
minute.
I still don't remember
Wait
that
a
he was
minute.
there.
Chuff's
So
telling
he
him
went
the stories.
he went down to Susquehanna with you?
I don't think so. But I guess he did. I don't know.
So like, was he one of the guys you would take like the matches out and like throw it onto like the ground and everything and like pour like all your
Yeah.
Gatorade,
No, but-
pretzels, everything
No.
on that?
Listen.
Was he one of the guys you would pick on? Is my question really?
Apparently not, because I swear to you, I don't remember him being there. He tells me stories, and I said,
I was
yes.
there. The triple overtime
Hooper.
Western Wayne game, battle of the 3-win teams.
You were in the student section.
I got that. That's funny. You bring up that Western Wayne. I got ejected from that game, actually.
I'm sitting there on
In
the
the
bench.
third
I'm like,
overtime.
listen, if we keep going to
He was hoping
overtime,
for playing time.
like people might get fired out. This might
Yeah.
be my time.
That's it. That's game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
81,
What was this
73.
before?
Jesus.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I think we were the toughest 5-win team in history. I will say that. No one ever.
5-15.
Yeah, that's what we were.
Wow.
I think that's what our record was. We didn't.
You had a play in your senior year, right? It was a play-in game
We won.
against Blue Ridge,
We
right?
won. Yeah, that was our 5th win
And then
of the
to play
season.
Wyoming Seminary, that was the reward. Play
I was
Wyoming
at that
Sem.
game. I was at that
That
game.
Wyoming Sem game.
Yeah.
It was,
yeah, I at that
let's
game.
let's
Actually,
we had a
I actually
stall
remember that.
offense.
I
You want
actually remember
You
that.
want to go down memory lane?
Stall offense.
All right, so
Let's
it was
not let them score 87.
It was 7-15 going into halftime. We had 2 personal fouls. I had 1. Dan Sosnowski had the other. Then Chuff got 1, I think, in the 3rd. So we had 3. Then I think Kirpus got 1 on the bench. Yeah, we ended up
I
losing.
forgot Kirpus was part of that coaching
Yeah.
staff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He was the
Yeah.
volunteer.
He was a
I-
madman. And actually, I always
Who,
try
was
to.
that, who else was that? Mazak, Kirpus,
Big
Jim
Jim
Sekurka.
Sekurka, yeah.
Big Jim.
AKA
Oh, okay.
Winnie the Pooh.
Big sexy.
That's what we used to call him, Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big Jim. No, I actually wanted to bring that up when I was here. I really do think that the culture of Mid-Valley basketball changed with Mazak. I don't think he gets quite enough credit that he deserves. Because before Mazak, I know this is going to sound, yes, we were not good. X's and O's wise, we weren't that good. And developing was the first time that we actually had the seniors worked at basketball camps with the younger kids. Because I remember
you guys coming down and
what's
everything.
I don't remember Holland's name.
Brian?
Brian. I remember him being in 6th or 7th grade when I was a senior, working with him at basketball camps. That's I truly give him more credit than he gets. I mean, Mazak did implement like an actual structure, because before that we had not a lot of success. And yes, Mike has taken it to another level.
What year did Mays take over? Was he your coach for?
No, he took over my sophomore year.
Okay, so who was for your freshman year?
Who was the head coach?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Doesn't
boy.
even remember.
Was it Shields?
Shields was.
Because Mike said
That's
he
when
played
Mike
for-
played with Shields. He was
Okay.
there up until 03, I think.
I think it was Shield because Chuff always talks about Shields.
It might have been. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was
but he's-
Mazak,
And then Mazak
I
started.
mean, I'm
and then it was Dabney for a year.
and then Mike took
Mike
over.
took
Yeah.
over.
But I do believe that the culture of Mid-Valley basketball started to change. Now, again, Mike and his
That's
staff.
a great point. I never
Mike
really
and his
thought
staff
of it
took
like
it
that.
to another
one
level.
of his staff right here.
Right. Mike and his staff took it to a completely
Great job.
another level.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I mean, and his players took it to a totally different level. I mean, now it's a culture of winning.
Yeah, the best Tanner's there now.
It is. But we went from
We'll see. We'll
True
see if
story.
he's the best Tanner.
but when I was growing up,
Still can't beat me.
6th
Really?
grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, we weren't even on the same gym. We didn't run the same program. We didn't run the same offenses. We didn't even run the same defense. It was whoever was in 7th grade, good luck. Now it's completely different. I mean, Mike has a touch in from senior down, right? I mean, he's involved with
He has a
development.
meeting. He has a meeting with the
Exactly.
coaches. He has a meeting with the parents. He kind of tells them, like with the coaches, he says, you can run whatever offense you're comfortable with, but I really want you to install man. Like he's a big defensive guy, so he's like,
Sure.
install man, install the pack line. If they can understand that, I can work with them after that. And then,
Yeah.
he's like you said, he's really big on fundamentals also.
Right.
Like as long as they have the fundamentals and understand like defensive principles.
But Mazak did initiate that. He did start
Yeah.
that when he was there. He actually did have, and I think that's when the culture really did start to change. I mean, we didn't have like.
No, I remember all these camps that you're talking about, and it
That's
was
what I'm
actually
talking
really
about.
cool to like go to that and like all the
You see the
players,
seniors,
and you're like,
right.
that's what I want to be like when I grow up and everything. And
Exactly.
he got some of the coaches like Kirpus, Alcalaeus himself,
Elias, yeah.
and you would split up in teams and you would play at the end, and you would get it was awesome.
That was probably the last time those baskets that are in the
basket that
yeah,
you pull
yeah,
out,
yeah,
yeah,
the
that
move-
you
that
would
was-
actually see those out there.
yeah.
Absolutely.
First camps in the summer.
After being with Kirpus for 2 years and he's a volunteer, he didn't get a head coaching job until I think about 5 years after I was gone. But you knew he was going to be a winner. Working with him just as when he was a volunteer, he kept
His energy is unbelievable.
he holds every one of his players extremely high standards. So
Yeah, I was a big fan of Kurt when he was a
huge fan of
volunteer.
him.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
energy is
I mean,
unbelievable.
I'm a huge fan of.
I still don't think
Mays.
you were. I don't think you were there, but yeah,
huge.
Hooper heard a lot of stories.
Heard a
about
lot of
Kirby.
stories.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great practicing, and like I just feel like what Mazak brought a structure to like practice too. Here's our agenda for the day. This is what we're running. Every day you got in there, you got your sheet like, and I would look for it every single day because I was a sophomore and Justin Schrader was a senior. It was terrible because I was
at a certain point, you're like bigs are gonna split up with
bigs
the
are
guard.
going with bigs. I was 5'10", 145 pounds. I played power forward. Terrible. Schrader was 6'2".
So you're a stretch four. You're a stretch four.
The stretchest you could imagine. I knew closeout was coming, and every single day I would be like, I'm going to have to stop him at least once and just pray for a jump shot that he misses. That's all I used to do.
He was like he would step out.
Yep.
He could hit the three.
He good.
He'll just body it inside.
You were dead.
Schrader, I love.
He'd go through a table.
Yeah. He'd be great for
him. And I, one time I told him, I said,
"Oh, he's out of bounds." Oh my God, sir!
Game's getting close.
We were doing closeout drill one time, and he had me running maybe the 6th or 7th time. You know, you roll the ball out, close out, and everything. And then he took a jump shot, and I turned to him and I said, "Don't take it easy."
Out of bounds.
I said, "Don't take it easy on me." I said, "Don't take your jump shot. Take it to the hoop," because I wanted to get better.
But at the end of the day, that made you a better senior.
No, he threw me up against the wall. He said, "Don't ever tell me how to play my game." It was fantastic. It seriously was because he's like, "Don't tell me how to play my game. I want to take my shot. I'll take my shot." But yeah, it was.
He was great. I thought he would have made a really good coach.
I still think he would.
Yeah. Because even when, for whatever reason, like I'm not gonna lie, you don't.
Why would you lie?
You don't think I was on the team, but like. It's obviously like terrible, but for whatever reason, when I was a sophomore, like Schrader took a liking in me. He's like, listen, text me. I'll take you to Washington.
You're on the team at this point.
Yeah. Like
Not
we'll
sure
work
about that.
Like we'll
He
work
needed
out.
somebody to rebound
and we
him.
went no. Like he would put me through
Stand
workouts.
under the hoop.
He would
When I make it, pass it back to me.
Even if I miss it, give it back to me.
He put me through workouts at
the ball.
Washington
Oh, no.
for whatever
Let's go.
reason. Like I have no idea why. Not near. Like I just didn't go nearly enough.
Well, he
Wasn't that-
probably figured
might have felt bad for me. I don't know.
No, well, if he could get you to be better, he could get anybody better.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really good.
You know?
That could be it too.
You guys are assholes.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about basketball. I really.
What else did you
I
expect?
swear, until like 2
I
years
was literally
ago,
before the girls playoff game. Sidebar. Hold your thought. I was in there, right? So I need to get out there. I need to play
I'm just
one
here
of the.
for a couple days. Don't worry. You don't need to hear
hold
what
your thought.
I
Hold
say.
your thought. Hold your thought.
Go ahead,
Yo, I
bud.
need to get out there, right? So I'm sitting there, knock a couple threes down. Tom looks. He's sitting there. He goes, I have no idea. He's like, you shoot it from behind your head. He's like, I have no idea how it goes in. I'm like, but it works, man. I don't know what to tell you.
No, apparently it doesn't hoop.
It didn't back in the day.
It doesn't. Like I can tell you this: bad form doesn't work. It might work sometimes.
Even if you perfect it?
No,
Even if you perfect bad form.
Sure, I guess in the
In
rare
theory,
in the
in
rare
theory.
case, yes, it does work. Name 5 guys, bad form that can score consistently. Right there, you go. And Steve Hooper's not one of them. So guess what? Bad form doesn't work. Fundamentals work. All right, you can change.
Try it to be. I don't mean it to be bad.
Right.
I'm trying to be fundamental. I'm just horrendous.
I can't argue.
I beat Tom and around the world every time we play.
I can't
I
argue with that.
don't believe you.
Every
beat him.
time. You don't lie. Do not lie.
You practice
every
your jumper
time.
every
All
day?
right, Hooper.
Tell
Every
him what
time
I
we
did to
play.
Joe
There
Mark.
is no reason to scream.
Homer, holy.
It is. You guys are firing me up that much.
I'm watching you peak on this thing
I am
nonstop.
peaking.
You're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
boom redlining on that bar every time.
So you were going to say something about basketball, 2 years.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. We cut you off. You had a thought, and Hooper completely cut you off about his
I did.
whole
Well, I don't.
shooting a girl's ball and everything.
Right, I don't remember, but
Okay.
either way, fundamentals work. I'm just saying that the culture. What I think is the most impressive thing about Mid Valley from the time I left to the time I'm gone away and just watching from afar is they expect to win now.
Right. I was just.
And that's the most
There's
important
an expectation. Like you walk into the gym, you expect to win.
It's
you
not only in basketball; it's in baseball as well. And apparently now the culture
Softball.
in football has changed.
Football, too.
Now softball has always been that way. We've had dominant softball teams. My entire career at Mid Valley. We've had some of the greatest ever. Even when I was in Little League, I don't think you'll remember Liz Naughton.
We do.
I always heard about her.
Yeah.
I never got to
She used to-
witness
she used
her
to throw us-
dominance
She got
and
a
everything.
banner into school.
When
we got to get Liz on the.
when
you
I
said
was
that. You
podcast.
said that
Yeah.
last year. Yeah.
when I was in Little League, she was one of the coaches at the Civic Center. Used to run baseball camps. She would throw us ground balls underhand from like
While she was in school, or
she just graduated.
So she was firing them.
Firing ground balls at us. Yeah. So, I mean, but then you had her. Then you had Marissa Mazuka, who she went to a state
Yeah,
championship, I
right.
believe, as well. There was a couple other ones, too. But we've always been – but I'm just saying the culture is now turning.
You got to witness, like, Liz play a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it
I
like-
watched her
you
throw a
said you
perfect-
watched her play too, right?
I think
A little bit.
I watched her
little
throw a
bit. I knew
perfect
of
game.
her. I graduated the same year she did.
You graduated.
So,
You
yeah.
got
Yeah.
a little bit
So,
of her. Like, you
yeah.
actually saw her play?
Yeah.
What was it like watching the dominance? Like, nobody could really, like, touch a ball on her. Like, what's it like watching that?
Well, here's the thing. I had the privilege of watching her, and then my mom's godchild is Ariel Przynski from Lakeland, who
Okay.
also threw,
Okay.
I think, 5 perfect games in that one. But it's when you had a pitcher like that, when there's no pitch rule or anything,
Right.
you're going in every game you're expecting to win.
yeah,
Right.
Like even like now, Mid Valley still thinks that.
Yes.
But we think that in multiple sports now. When I was there, I think our football team was, I don't know, 3-7. Our basketball team 5-1. Now we did have a couple runs in baseball. We've always been a baseball, softball kind of school, but now it's like I feel like we're just as good as Old Forge and anything, and they were always the standard to compare to Mid Valley because we used to be in the same leagues. Now we're not. We have more kids, but.
Right.
I mean, we can compete with anybody. The culture at Mid Valley has changed, and you see that when you had guys on like Tomasetti. You see it when you had Fumi on. You see it when you have all these young kids on. Your brother. I mean, and have you had JJ on? Galinsky?
have
no,
not.
No, we
right?
haven't.
No,
We
'cause
have
I
not
would have
yet.
said I would have missed him. He might be a good one to have on.
Yeah.
Well,
Jay
maybe
likes
give him
to
a
talk.
year to settle down.
yeah. A
year?
Yeah.
More like 2.
Yeah.
He needs a
But-
couple.
You know he's moving
But-
to Texas?
Yeah,
JJ?
good.
Really?
No, good
After
for
he's
him.
done with school and everything, he's moving down to Texas, yeah.
He's what? I feel like
He's graduating this year.
he's
But yeah.
got like a business marketing
Something like
again.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing I'll say. Like the entire culture of, it's not just it's Mid Valley anymore. That's the coolest thing to see. With being away for so long and coming back and like, it's just nice to see. I would have loved it to been that way when I was in school, but it's not. It wasn't like that. It was totally different. Totally different.
That's a great point.
Everything.
So, like, you being a West Sider and everything, like, would you agree to an extent, like, Mid Valley isn't, like, what it used to be?
All turned around when Tom came on as AD.
Nah, man, don't say that.
No.
No, I mean, I think so. Absolutely. You know, there's. I'm not being an ass, but when I came on up to Mid Valley, it was your freshman year.
Yes.
Coach
Coach Mazzalia had just taken over.
And it was because I lost out on a contract with the Scranton School District. I was the trainer at Westside.
Mm-hmm.
I found out about losing that contract if double started on Monday, the previous Wednesday.
Really?
Right?
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
So I got
Oh, is that?
yeah.
So that was
Wow.
very short notice.
yeah, so I got hit
This is a
blindsided
new story. Yeah, we
four,
Oh, I
4 or
never knew
5
that.
days before
Wow.
camp started, right? So I'll leave the whole personal side of it
Right.
away,
Right.
So I go down and
Congrats, pal.
I'm trying to figure out
until they lose Saturday.
Good win. I'm
Need
trying
that.
to figure out what
Need
my
that.
next step is. What am I doing? And that's how I ended up.
GMAC was just on the TV.
my boss Bernie, who rehabbed
Yeah.
me, right? Played for Coach Pizzalia.
Has a stub.
And yep. Best. We used to say Bernie Pavanda, Physical Therapy Associates, the best 9-finger massage in Northeast PA.
Best you can get. That's
telling you.
I
fantastic.
swear to God. So
That is fantastic.
So him playing for Coach Pizzalia, I end up going to. I get he talks to me Thursday, Friday. Hey, what do you think about going up to Mid Valley? Do I really have
A
choice,
say. Do I have a say?
at
Yeah,
this point?
right.
I mean,
I'm
I want
unemployed
to
right
work.
now.
You
I
know?
need money.
And
Got a family. I'm unemployed. What are we doing?
and in all honesty, man, I had to Google how to get up there.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I didn't even know how to get up there. I
Yeah.
didn't know where it was. And but again, once I got up there, and I kind of dusted myself off from the letdown,
Right.
And stopped pouting a little bit. I fell in love with it up there.
True, but when you were there, when you got there, that again, the culture was we're okay being average. It's the truth. Well, I remember that year. It was Pizzalia when Pizzalia left Valley View to come to Mid Valley. Well, not left Valley View to come to Mid Valley. Got booted out of Valley View. I remember him. That was my senior year, and he had to walk up and come through the athletic director because they were right in the top of where the senior lounge was. I just remember screaming at him at the top of my lungs because at that time I didn't play football, but I was our Spartan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
you
was
were.
I was
Yes, you
screaming
were.
at him at the top of my lungs. I'm like, Coach Pizzalia. I'm like, who's the only Valley? And he just kept his head down walking. I'm like, you gotta say it or I'm not gonna. I probably said a couple other words, but I said,
I'm not gonna stop.
I
I'm
said,
not gonna
who
stop.
is the only Valley? And he turned. He's like, Mid Valley. I said, okay, adios. That was it.
That's it. You passed the test.
But
See you, bud.
kind of what you're saying. Like I can remember vividly my first year or two during football playing over at Dunmore, right?
Just getting our heads kicked in.
And but going into Dunmore week, I could remember a couple of the kids around the training room, talking, bullshitting a little bit here and there, saying how dirty Dunmore is. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, what? I'm thinking, I played against Dunmore since I'm a little kid.
Right.
I just come from West Side as well. We've played against Dunmore. We've always battled. It's always been, yo, man, great game. See you later. Like, no bullshit around, right? So I'm going, Dunmore over
Like right
down
next
down the road.
Right.
Down the
Right
road.
up-
You're
yeah.
talking about them.
Them?
Right? And yeah. They're so dirty. This, right? I'm like, I don't know, man. I've never seen it before, right? So, show up at Dunmore on Friday night. Game starts. And
Don't kick us out again, pal.
and the first several minutes of the game, personal foul.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on here, right? I'm like, freaking kid's right.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, and I'm thinking, and I gotta figure this out. Like, what's going on? And I'm sitting here and going, they don't respect you.
None.
They look at you as they're the little stepbrother over the hill,
right.
and they're
We're
trying
just
to
gonna
piss on you.
We're gonna beat you up. We're gonna beat you up and let you know.
And that I remember a couple times as I got older and been around Mid Valley more and more. There've been several occasions when it came to Dunmore time.
Sure.
Several sports.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Mostly
again,
football.
right?
Yep.
I'm not stupid. I know, especially when they've had some of their runs, they're a better football team at us.
Oh,
than
yeah.
us at that
Oh,
time.
for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
But listen, I don't care if we lose 60-0. You guys better punch them in the mouth.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I want to see.
At the end of the day, they better remember that they played the Mid Valley.
Yeah,
Right.
there's a flag.
good
There
slip.
better be two from you then.
Yeah.
And stand up for yourself and really battle, because eventually we'll come over. We'll get we'll level out. We'll get
And that's the thing people don't realize. Mid Valley, when Mid Valley was very good at every sport, we didn't play in the same conferences. You had on Fumi, right?
Yes.
So the biggest thing that I like to bring up all the time, they want to say like, oh yeah, they're the father-son combination, everything like that. Al was a machine. When I hear stories and look up his old stats and stuff like that, he ran in the Big 11, which
Yeah,
was the year before they changed. I mean, Kuzo and that team still has some state records for their defense with rebar and everything like that. But Al Fumi ran in the Big 11, and that's against like Honesdale, Delaware Valley, like big schools.
Right.
And he still averaged all that. When they redid the conferences, Mid Valley didn't beat Valley View in 22 years, they say. They didn't play them in 91 or 92, or I think it was 90 and 91, where Mid Valley killed everybody.
Right.
Everybody. I mean, it was
92 probably would have been good, huh? That's when they won. That's when Valley View won the state.
right.
it would have been a
Would've been a
better
good
game
game,
because
yeah.
you can remember, like, people celebrate a 1,000-yard season.
Right.
I mean, it's a huge celebration. Kuzo had a 2,000-yard season.
Right.
You had I think Grisbin was their quarterback. Rebar was on the team. Dave Bryant was their fullback, and Kuzo was their halfback. He would take off at any time. He'd blow the doors off anybody. I mean, Kuzo was a massive running back. I mean, his speed, everything. Does he still work at the school?
Yep.
Yeah.
Still the gym guy.
I think
You wouldn't think that he was a
I was
football.
just gonna
you
say.
wouldn't
I
think
did
it.
not
like,
know.
Me growing up,
I did.
Yes.
I'm
me
with the same
growing up
way.
and like going throughout
was
school.
the
and
best halfback
All
to
of a
come-
sudden, I hear like
yeah.
the first thing I knew about him. I didn't know anything about sports about him.
Yeah.
I just knew him as my gym teacher.
Right.
Me too.
That's
Yeah.
all I knew him as.
Me
Yeah.
too.
And then all of a sudden, I'm growing up. I finally reached like 9th grade, and I'm like, okay, let me like
Yeah.
figure out what am I playing for. I'm playing for Mid Valley. Like, let me find out who I'm playing with. And I looked up his stats, and I'm like,
Nasty.
this is my gym teacher.
Yeah, and their
This
quarterback
is a
was good too.
soft-spoken gym teacher.
That
their
was-
quarterback was good too. We didn't play them, and then we had another run in like the '98 season where Mid Valley was like 8-2, 9-1, or something like that. We didn't play Valley View then either. The only time we played them, finally, it came back because they have 1 million more kids than us. That was my sophomore year when we beat them. I'll never forget that. The next year after we beat them, and again, not to
No, wasn't that? Yeah,
my
junior.
sophomore year.
That was when Rempe was the quarterback. That was when they had the good year.
It doesn't matter what it is. You can
Okay.
come down to it. Listen to this, and I won't.
Just shut up and
it,
listen.
It won't.
Okay.
It won't be because he's my best friend my entire life. The reason why Mid Valley beat Valley View is Kyle Chuff, and that is the only thing they can say. They spiked it on 4th down. It doesn't matter. Go back. Chuff has a pick at the end of that game. He has an interception to get the ball back. We didn't do anything with the ball. See, I stopped myself from cursing there.
You could
What a
shit.
guy.
We just do
What a guy.
F words. You shit all you want,
Oh, okay.
man. All
Yeah,
you
just
want.
like
we
we
didn't
don't
do
say.
didn't do shit with the ball.
I gotta
but-
beat that out.
But Chuff was. But that was
Shit
before he
ass
was.
fine.
That was before he was a tight. That was before he was a running back or a fullback. He was still playing tight end at the time. We were sophomores. He was fantastic. He was all region, I think, that year.
He was.
And he had an interception.
The
at the-
picture is no longer up in the coach's
he had
office.
interception
took
at the
that
end of
down.
that game. But everybody else gets all the credit in the world. Everybody has headlines. It's the first time in
Wait.
22 years. The next year.
At Valley View.
The next year, well, he got a concussion the next year. But the next year, Lip goes up, and he stands up in front, and the Cougar said, "Now it's our turn." And I said, "How? Why can't it be ours again?" It's 22-1. Their shirt said, "Now it's our turn." I remember screaming at the top of my lungs. Say, Lip was given a pep rally, and boy, do I miss Jamie Lip. I don't know. He is a personality that I do miss, but he was given a pep rally, and I just the entire time he was giving his speech, I just kept yelling, "Beat the Cougars" at the top of my lungs from the stand. He said, "Who keeps yelling that?"
That was.
And he came up. He gave me the T-shirt that they left on his front porch. I still have it at my house. But that's what blew my mind. They said, "Oh, it's our turn." I said, "He got 22. Can we have 2?"
That was.
Whatever you're saying right now better be real important.
Was that that year? That was at Valley View.
Yeah.
Was that when Chuff carried the ball 57 times a game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got a concussion.
He got a concussion.
Yeah.
Leaves. You
Yes.
were Mr. Spartan, so you were down there with the cheerleaders.
No, that
right?
would have been my senior year.
Okay.
I was Mr. Spartan.
So were you were probably in the stands. We see the ambulance go. We think it's Chuff in the ambulance.
It was
and then
not.
It ended up being Jim Eagle. We're like,
Yes.
all right, it wasn't Chuff.
Yep, we're bringing it back.
Did not come back into the game. I don't believe, but
No, he
happy-
didn't. I remember the cheerleaders saying, "Is Kyle going back in?" Yeah, because it's 35-0 or something like that. We really want to. We
just want to score.
No, my favorite Chuff game was his game against Susquehanna. I think he was player of the week, but he had. Now listen, again, this podcast is going to show how much I love Kyle Chuff, but I think that Susquehanna game he carried the
the
ball.
Chuff.
He carried the ball 52 times. He had 250 yards. But they didn't put his carries in the. He was the
kicker,
He was
too.
the player of the week. It said 250 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he only averaged about 3 yards a carry because they just hand the ball off, keep going. What was that? What was that coach? He came from Lock Trail. What was his name?
Powell.
Powell. Yeah, that guy was a nut. He was cool, but he was a
I heard
nut.
some stories about him from
I
Chuff.
worked
too.
But Chuff said he loves Harry
Yeah.
Powell. He loves him.
Oh yeah,
Loves
I
him.
mean,
He had like a hernia and like wouldn't get it
Running
fixed. And,
stairs.
Like, he'd blow his whistle and have to lift his leg up so nothing.
that's me
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I had a hernia. I played my entire career. I didn't even know till afterward. I said, "Why does my groin always hurt?" Well, you have a hernia. Well, okay.
You were able to play with a hernia?
I did.
well,
did you ever see? Wait, you never saw my elbow, did you? Well, here.
Why is this guy got green?
Since we're on here,
there is
take a look
a-
at this. You want to see this? You want to talk about bad sports medicine? See this scar?
Yeah, that doesn't.
You know what I
You
had?
gotta get close to it so they can see it.
No,
they
we don't
don't
have to
wanna- they don't
go.
wanna see
We don't have
that.
to go any
They don't
further.
wanna see
My trainer, when I broke my elbow before I had to have reconstructive surgery, don't say who it was. There's no reason
I'm
to
just asking.
badmouth people.
I don't.
First class, wrong.
Right. There's no
Don't
reason
you
to
say
badmouth
that
people.
name. Don't you dare.
When I was in 7th
I was
grade,
asking who it was.
yeah, it was one of the trainers. He told me, you have tendonitis. He goes, probably stop. First off, terrible thing to say to a kid, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and
This probably,
and it comes down.
this probably gotta go. Yeah, all right.
And it comes
a couple beeps.
and it comes back that I have a piece of bone in my elbow
Just floating around.
the size of a nickel floating around in my arm. I go, I can't bend my arm. He goes, yeah, probably tendonitis. This is my range of mobility. That's it. It don't go any further.
It's
Like you can't touch
You wanna-
your shoulder if you had to.
No,
You're
wanna-
like Henry Rowan Gardner.
You want to talk about a bad trainer? He hooked me up to a stem machine and put it on there. He goes, do you feel that? I go, I don't think so. Turns it up. He goes, do you feel that? I don't think so. And then I said, yeah. And then he turned it all the way up. Oh, I didn't even have the machine on. I said, well, I don't even know what I'm trying to feel here. I can't move my arm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was my trainer. So there you go. Anybody
So,
else?
wait,
Anybody out there right now?
Speaking of STEM, were
be
you
happy.
Wait. Speaking of STEM, were you the type of guy to go in on somebody that was in the training room and turn the stem all the way up on them?
I never went in the training room.
I respect you.
I never. Here's
I
the
was
thing.
in there all the time for no reason.
How about I'll tell you a quick story here.
You
Well,
blew
I'll
your
wait for
ACL
Hooper
out
because he's
twice.
got a story.
No,
first.
no, I don't have a story. So a couple beeps and then we're good there, or
Yeah.
I always got to clear. All right.
Oh, you can't say that.
well,
Can't say off. All right, well, beat me then. Either way, it wasn't a very good trainer. Secondly, want to hear the difference on how things were done? And this is just 2007. We're playing up in Susquehanna. Do you remember this game?
I don't know.
Were you
Tell
there?
The story. I don't think so.
Anyway,
No, 2007. Yes, I was.
I got undercut, and I went straight down. I hit my head off the back of the ground. So I come out of the game. I had a couple points. We weren't lighting the world on fire because we never did. And I have whites. I'm seeing white spots, and I'm with Kirpus, and I was the only one who had any type of offense. If I had 10 points, Chuff had 5 assists. I just ran the floor, and I'm like, Coach, I'm seeing white spots in my eyes. He's like, man, have some water. You'll be good. So I go back out. I finish. I hit the showers. Now Susquehanna's an hour ride.
Yeah.
After the game, I start throwing up. So I had to throw up the entire ride home. I get back. They're like, you practicing today? I don't know. I was throwing up quite a bit. I got a headache. And I'm like, okay, go for a CAT scan. I go for a CAT scan,
Go
no
for a
bleed.
CAT scan.
Played the next game. You know how bad that concussion was? I threw up for 3 hours.
Good for you.
Yeah. No, it's just what we did. It was just,
I feel good that I'm not the only one that got a concussion at Mid Valley.
oh my gosh, I had a million of them.
Didn't know any better.
Don't you see me? You don't get this sarcastic without having a concussion. That's number one.
Concussion.
A cushion.
Yeah,
You don't call a concussion a cushion without having a couple.
right. I had many of them.
Where are you going?
But yeah, things were just different. It's when I took, and that's the funniest thing. They made me take all these to coach again. I said, I'm a
concussion
I'm a
protocol, yeah.
I'm a critical care nurse.
Yeah.
I went through trauma courses, through everything you could imagine.
Like you've seen some things,
but
probably.
you need
Seen
this.
some things, yeah. I've seen a lot of them,
Yeah,
and I
right.
said,
But you need this 20-minute cardiac arrest.
before
right.
you can even
Right.
coach a
I'm
child.
right. I have had essentials of critical care through the American Heart and American critical care nurses. I showed. I remember I was telling you. I'm like,
All the time.
I'm like,
Runco, what do you want me to do? This is the rules if you want to coach.
I said
I
you-
get it. You're probably even better than me.
right. I said, if somebody dies or they're going to a cardiac arrest, you better pray that I'm there.
I'm the guy
But I have
that
to
you're
sit.
calling.
I have to sit there in front of the in front of the computer screen, going, okay, this is. Oh, here's how to work a defibrillator. So, are you out of your mind?
Okay.
Yeah, they don't care about your background. In fact, I haven't coached in 6 years. I still get the emails from them. You want to renew your concussion protocols? No, I don't want to renew them. you want to renew your how to work an AED? I said, I'm ACLS. I'm BLS, PALS, ACLS. I have every certification under the sun. And these guys sending me, I couldn't even coach them in Valley.
So is that a no on all those? Okay, noted. No.
No, I would, but if I was coaching again, I understand the whole protocols behind
Runco,
it.
if I gave you a call, honestly, if I
Okay.
gave you a call and said, I'm about to go coach at a team, I want you to come back to PA, be on the staff with me, would you do it?
No.
No shot? Why are you guys laughing?
No, it's not. It's
the way he said it.
It's
no.
It's no because I just don't have. It's a commitment. You need to have that time.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
And even and here's one thing. I coached from I graduated in 2007, so I started coaching in 2009. I coached 6 years.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a paycheck from Mid Valley. I have never accepted. Every single time was volunteer.
You coach a little travel baseball as
I
well.
coached 2 games in travel baseball, but I have never had a pay. I never wanted to get into coaching for any type of monetary. I mean, first off, you don't even make minimum wage. If you're a head coach, you do not make
the time you
if you're
put
any
in.
coach.
Right. The time you put
Any
in.
coach,
Right.
not
So-
just head. Any coach.
And that's the thing. If I had to miss a game, and I'm a volunteer, sorry, I'm not coming. I mean,
Right.
that's just how it was. But when we would do basketball and even some of the baseball stuff, I told them, I said, I'll make every game that I can. I loved working with Kropa. I loved working with Truff.
sure. Absolutely.
I mean, you were there for a lot of the baseball stuff. I don't remember. You didn't really do any basketball stuff with Kyle.
No, I didn't do any.
Right.
Not until after, until he got to girls.
Yeah, but I mean, I love doing it. I would go almost
Sit on the buckets for baseball.
Right,
It was
I would
great.
be there for almost everything, but I
I
never
always bring the seeds.
I never got a paycheck from Mid Valley. I never wanted one. All I wanted to do was get approved by the board to be a volunteer, and then I would work with pitchers, and I would, if there was a heavy curveball pitcher coming up, I would throw batting practice.
One-
Because Kropa has a rubber
With
band
one-
arm.
one-
He
With
could
that
throw-
elbow? With that elbow?
Oh, you never saw my curveball.
One, oh my
No.
God.
It's good.
One,
Yeah, it's good.
I never caught in my life. I think it might have been my first or second year coaching.
you
He's
had to
on
try
the
to
staff
catch
as
me.
a volunteer.
Yeah.
I had to put the gear on.
He had to try to
I don't
catch-
remember who we were facing.
Oh, I was
Curveball
throwing
pitcher.
curveballs.
Only curveballs.
He could not catch one of
Bouncing
them.
them in the dirt. I'm like, I don't have a cup. I've never
haven't-
caught before. What are you doing to me, Runks?
There's
Throw
one.
fastball.
Here's the one
no,
good
no,
thing.
I don't got a fastball.
There's one good
Do
thing.
you need a cup?
That's a low blow. That's a low blow. I'm sorry.
Touche.
I'm sorry. I gotta we're gonna hold this.
There's one good thing about losing mobility in your arm. It makes
See ya, bud.
yeah, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
When you're coming around for a curveball, this mobility in your arm, it actually, that's all I could throw. So I would throw 110 pitches in a game. Well, now you can't, but you know what I mean?
You got 100.
75 would be curveballs.
Wow.
That would be my favorite. They'd move up in the box. I'd still throw it. Who cares? Move up in the box all you want. You know what's coming. Hit it then. You were on those baseball teams. I remember you being around at least,
he
right?
remembers you
No,
for
no,
baseball.
no. He remembers for baseball. Not on those teams.
Oh shit!
Not on those teams. Basketball was on those teams.
I really don't think you were on the basketball team.
Yeah.
Wait.
I
He
wait.
remembers you for baseball.
It's the week. Yeah. I was not.
You weren't there?
I stopped playing baseball my 8th grade year.
If anybody ever asks me for my input on if anybody gets a statue at Mid Valley, it's going to be Hooper.
Yeah, he needs it. No one's more deserved.
Fudging practice.
They
player
better have the
other-
hair.
other-
They better have the hair right. That's all.
Yeah,
man.
not this hair.
Like
Like
they
good
do this
hair.
statue. They
Wait.
better have the hair
What's
right.
the good hair?
Yeah.
The slick, the hair that I just cut off. The good
No,
stuff.
no,
The good
no.
stuff.
No,
and
don't
the
do that.
mustache. And the mustache. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yo,
We
here's-
could
so
put you right up in
funny.
Oliphant next to that minor that's on the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You weren't on the baseball.
No, no.
Oh. Yeah, I threw
Tra-
a lot of curveballs.
I want travel. So you coached travel 2 games, like you said, with me and
2 weekends, yeah.
2 weekends with me and Chuff. Came to a couple practices.
Uh-huh.
Loved you at practice because you always brought the seeds. I'm
Right.
pretty sure I still have that bag. You would just throw your whatever. Oh, we're
The
gonna have a
scraps.
yeah,
We'll have a scrap bag, yeah.
smorgasbord. We'll just. There was a kid on the travel team. one practice again.
Idiots.
First time ever coaching travel, right?
And is it the kid I told this probably isn't for you?
I don't. Yeah. We're looking at it.
Baseball
We're
might
like,
not be your game.
we think like it's travel. You're paying for it. Like like we're expecting a certain level
Yeah,
of player.
he came late though. His
A
mom's
play-
like, I don't care if he plays or not.
Yes,
that was
so
it.
we're talking about
Yep.
we're practicing in Elm Street Park.
I'm like, he ain't ever
and
playing.
we're like,
he ain't seeing the field.
Chuff's like, all right, I'm gonna talk to his mom and be like, listen,
Your kid's gonna ride Pine a lot.
Yes.
You were the one to tell that to the mom?
No,
yeah,
no.
we gave him
It was
we
Chuff.
gave him what we call
Yeah.
the Steve Hooper talk. Listen, you're not gonna play, but you could be on the team.
All right, kid. Yeah,
They have a name for it.
but so yes,
They called it the Steve Hoover.
that's not what it was called at the time.
It is now. It is now.
But so Chuff's like,
Sit down. We gotta have the Stephen
so-
Hoover talk.
no,
Yeah, the
but it
old
wasn't.
essay.
It wasn't with the kid, right? So Chuff's like, I gotta talk to his mom. I'm gonna be like, listen, your son's not gonna
No, we
play.
really did have to
your,
talk
your
to
son-
him.
Your son's not gonna play much. If I'll talk to such and such, and we'll see if we can get you a refund or
Yeah,
whatever. But I'm gonna
we
be
did.
honest with
We
you.
really did talk
I
to
feel
him like
I feel
this.
bad for having you to travel, all over the place for your son not to play, as much as you would think. The mom's just like, it's fine.
It was the first
That's
time.
fine.
It was the first time I ever had a realistic parent to say, you know what? She said, I want him involved with an organization. I understand that he's not good. She didn't say it like that, but she got
She got the gist.
she got the gist. No,
of what
she
you were
really
saying.
did, and we were very honest with her. And I said, wow, we need more parents like this.
Yeah.
So do you
Because
like,
everybody thinks their kid's a superstar.
do you like coaching baseball or basketball more?
I basketball more.
Hooper, how about you?
I like baseball if you could just let me work with pitchers.
That's it.
Yeah.
You want to be a pitching coach?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's what I do. I've been doing it my entire life.
Straight up, my girls actually asked me this year, what would you rather coach? Without hesitation, basketball.
I know you're basketball.
Without
Basketball,
hesitation.
again, if you could let me do, I like that. I have to have a strong.
That's a.
That was a walk.
It was definitely a walk.
Drag this pivot. Yeah.
I have to have a strong head coach. Again, because I don't know how to do the structure, because I'm just not a head coach. It's just
Right.
how I am. I understand my abilities. Give me a task. I can drill
You
fundamentals.
know what you're strong at. You know what you're weak at.
Right.
I want to go to my strengths.
Like, I do this all the time. You watch these when they're running man defenses on these. I said, why is there no help? You should be off the ball. I say the same things all the time when I'm watching college that I said to the kids when we were in working with freshmen. But Kyle always
The
had
string.
right. Kyle always had a really, really good, easy way to teach it because.
He-
90%
oh my
of the players.
He was a big quadrant guy.
I love
Break it down to the
Don't say
quadrants.
quadrants. That was I used to say that.
That's what
'cause
you-
kids
oh,
kids didn't know what quadrants meant.
Well,
Four. They
yo,
can't understand quadrant.
But he
Said
probably.
I'm gonna try to teach these, and then they want to run different plays. I said no, we'll run this one because you don't know what quadrant means.
He probably loved you because when it came to me and Tanner helping him out, he'd be like, "Listen, I want you guys to come up with some drills. Let me know. Okay, we show up to practice. What do you got for me?" Tanner'd be like, "Got it all
right
up here,
bud.
bud."
It's all
He'd be like, "No, I want you to write it down
I
and let me
love-
know what we're doing."
No, I love doing either where, especially after we got a little bit further with how the iPad. What's that system?
Huddle.
No, not basketball, baseball.
Game changer.
Game changer. When we were able to break down. I like the statistics behind it and
Yeah.
understanding how. Me and Truff would go through and we would say like, oh, this kid, he hits 90% of the balls to the right side of the field. It's just how it goes. Him and I, that entire season where Crope.
He'd come up with like spray charts, like print them out at work. Yeah, it was.
We
he was
did
legit.
that. We did that at my house in Troop on my Mac, and we would sit down and be like, okay, he hit it here 4 times. So I would just put it in, hit it, and then you could print it out. Nowadays, Cal Urso did that back in the mid 90s and early 80s, but
In between picking 4 leaves.
picking 4-leaf clovers, and again, there was
Love
that's
Cal.
Urso
He's the
again.
best.
No,
Still shows up, still gives out zoots.
How he should-
Still.
At all times,
if
man.
he's
he
not
has
in,
those on deck.
if he's not in the coaching Hall of Fame before he passes away, that's a shame.
Love him.
Like PA.
Yes.
Love
He
him.
should. I mean, he's that good. He really is. If you saw his notebooks on what he was doing statistic-wise before there was any one of these game changer apps or anything like that, he
See, the
knew.
biggest thing though, like, was he getting the wins to get in there though?
No.
That's the biggest
we
thing.
have
He had a
one-
lot of
we have
wins.
I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
he's not a
no,
good coach.
We have
no. You're
one-
right. You're right.
We have
but
a couple district championships, a couple
Yeah.
and it was when he was the coach.
But you
Yeah.
know, like it's a
No
winning,
states.
like winning, like if you're winning, you're
True.
gonna get that recognition.
It does. I mean, when it comes down to it, he has enough career wins to get in. He should get
Okay,
in.
okay. I'm not saying he shouldn't deserve it. I'm
I
just
think
saying.
I think he coached like 28 years or something like that.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started when my uncle Chuck was playing because Runcos. There's a million of us in the valley.
There's too
But
many of you.
there was no pitch rule back then. My uncle Chuck, well, Frank, he used to throw back-to-back doubleheaders. He pitched both games.
Really?
Yeah, there was no pitching. There was
That's
the
pretty
pitch,
cool.
The pitch rule didn't come into boys until I think early 90s. I don't even know
The
when
pitch
it was.
rule, since I've been coaching, it came in.
No. There was always
We're
an
not
inning
talking
rule.
about you, bud.
Right.
was
Inning rule?
Right.
There always
inning-
was an inning rule.
Right. Top
Before
pitch count.
Yeah, before that there was no rule. A pitcher can throw at any time.
As much
Yeah.
as he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. It used
Like-
to
Oh,
be.
you're
like
saying like
girls.
an inning in a week?
No,
Yeah.
at
No.
one time there was no rule. You could
But I'm
just
saying
throw.
you're saying the inning rule is an
Yes.
inning in a week.
Like
Yeah,
one
that was
pitch.
us.
One pitch constituted an inning.
Right.
Yes.
There was none of that.
Right.
He used to throw back-to-back doubleheaders.
Do you know what
Yeah.
a doubleheader is?
yeah, I coach
Yeah.
baseball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just making
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's a family show.
Hoopers.
Listen, I don't know if you're on the team or not at this point.
Me
No,
neither.
I was not. When Runco was there, he thinks I was there. I wasn't. Basketball,
You
he
were
does
really
not.
on that basketball team?
Yeah, here's a real question. And
I'm blown
honestly,
away, guys.
Honestly,
Blown away.
when you say I don't remember you, I know you're 100% serious. But I was there during.
He did
like,
show me pictures, and I was
Yeah,
proven
I'm
wrong.
3 people away from you. You're like, I think you photoshopped.
He
it.
brought he brought in a group picture. He says, "Here I am." I said, "Holy shit, you are."
You are. You really are, man.
I was astonished.
I remember Coach Ramapo set off the fire alarm. I remember all of it. But seriously,
that did happen.
I want to circle back to that because I feel like you could tell that story way better than I can. But
I can tell any story better than you.
yeah, I know
I could spin a yarn, as they say.
you can. Mays
Maze, go ahead.
was your coach.
Yeah, we ran the amoeba. I
Love-
remember
I was
Tanner
gonna- Love the
figuring out
amoeba.
the amoeba. You had the amoeba wrong.
Love the amoeba.
When you
Me?
were telling it to Tanner and Coach Tom here, you were saying it wrong.
What do you mean?
The first pass
First pass. So
Is
top to wing.
is the bottom guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it goes corner.
corner.
Guard
is-
goes out.
Wrong.
Wing X's down.
Wrong. Middle goes out.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Guard
middle
X
has
is
to go
down.
out. Middle has
goes
to go
Middle
out.
goes out to cover that guard, and then your first wing
We'd
X
carve
is
him
down.
Yeah.
We'd carve him out.
Wait,
quick.
No, if it's run the right way, it's a very difficult. But what beats the amoeba? Do you remember?
I don't.
The skip pass
Skip
and
pass
dribble
seems like the
penetration. That's why we ran so much closeout drill. That's what kills the amoeba. Skip pass and dribble penetration.
So-
because there is no like in the rotation. If you can get out of rotation, there is no help. There's no designated help all the time.
I swear when as the guards, because I remember Mays used to break it up
It
where
was
where
up.
the 3 bigs would run it, and it would be like a shell drill with the 5, and the bigs would
Yeah.
run it without guards, and then the guards would run it
Yeah.
without the bigs. I swear there was a spot where one of the guards denied the pass back. I thought
Okay.
that was
Yeah,
corner.
the
right?
guard denies it
Hold on.
back is what I'm talking about. The top guard denies it back.
when it goes to corner. That's
Yes.
what I thought.
That's
yeah.
why the other big takes the middle.
Yeah, that's
Time
what
out.
I'm.
Time
No,
out.
that is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So initially, pass goes to the wing.
Okay.
Yes.
Bottom man gets it.
Bottom man takes it.
Okay,
Ball goes
so he-
corner.
Middle guy comes
Middle
out to
goes
the
out.
corner.
Hold
that
on.
guard drops
Perfect.
down to get the middle. Guard goes out to deny. Yes, that's
Right,
what
all
I.
right, all right,
yes.
so here's a
Can
question.
you shut your mouth a minute? Okay, so my point guard's bringing the ball up the floor.
Yeah.
I have 2 wings.
Are you running regular here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
all
you
right.
can run, and that's what people didn't do, though. They ran zone defenses against it,
Our offense.
or zone offenses against it, and that doesn't work. If you run a man offense against the amoeba, it works way better. And if you ran regular against it, you could tear it up.
Right. So my question is, just so I understand it. So I have my point guard bringing the ball up the floor.
Right.
2 wings.
Right.
2 blocks.
2 double posts.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Pass the ball to a wing.
Right.
My point guard goes to that ball side corner.
Right.
My ball side is posting up. My opposite post is flashing high post.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
We're in trouble.
that's open.
Yeah.
The flash and high post would be open. It'd be covered by the bottom guard because we did not front the post because we were fine with the entry post going in because that was a double down.
Yes.
As soon as you gave it into the low block, that guard doubled straight down.
So you were doubling and getting caught in rotation at that point?
Yeah.
From the strong side?
Strong side was as soon as it came to the corner, you came out and you backed every post. You didn't front any
You
post.
backed every post.
Yep.
So if I entered it from the wing, who's doubling at that point?
The wing. You're following it down. To double down on it.
Okay, so in the amoeba,
The big
right,
from the wing.
just so I make sure.
If it
I'm-
went
Big
wing,
from the wing is
would
coming
double
back down. Yes.
You've got
Would double it.
You've got one guy at the top.
Yep.
One guy at the high post.
Correct.
And three
across the bottom.
Three
Yeah.
across the bottom.
So I make that pass to the wing.
Yep.
The guy at the high post goes out to the wing.
No, the
No,
bottom,
no,
the
no.
bottom
Bottom guy goes out to the
bottom
top.
block goes
The
up.
bottom up
is
block
coming,
goes
yes,
up.
The bottom block
It's
goes
a
up.
far
Yeah,
rotation.
Right. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why the diagonal skip pass
Yeah.
kills it.
It was.
So if the bottom guy goes up,
Yes.
Yep.
and my guy goes corner,
Yep.
And that middle guy has to go all the way to
It's-
corner.
The thing was, it's one of those defenses
Oh.
where
Yeah.
it's one of those defenses where I feel like you can't run it the whole game.
No, but here's the thing.
Because what you're looking for is that
Just chaos at that point.
The big from the wing that plays the wing initially, X and down. You're expecting them to enter the ball into the
But-
post and getting those steals. He got a bunch of them.
But here's the thing you have to remember. The guys who were playing the wings were not big men all the time. They were your most athletic man. But when you see an odd-fronted defense, what do you want to run with it?
correct.
Right.
You wanna run that-
Nine times
you
out of
split the
10,
top.
people
You
are
wanna
run that
splitting the
two-guard,
top.
and
Nine
that's what
times
you
out of
can't do
10.
against the
9
amoeba.
times out of 10,
That's
people
why.
are splitting the top.
Correct.
That's what happened, and that's why we ended
So,
up going down to Hannon
here's my
and
question.
knocking off the number 2 team in the state at that time because they had 2,000-point scorers on the team, and we knocked them off down there because they kept running an even front
against your
offense.
odd.
Again, exactly.
So here's my
That's where it
question.
comes-
What if
that's
I
why you
screen,
trick
what if I
people.
screen the top?
It doesn't matter because the top.
The top.
top is just guarding.
If
the
What
you
ball.
if I attack that guy in the middle now?
It doesn't matter because
No,
your
you're
next
still-
guy man up is coming.
You'll still be.
If
You
you
still
did
match to an extent?
yeah,
You're still okay. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to give you an advantage,
right.
but it's not.
I'm not getting an
It's not
advantage
hurt.
on them.
It's a neutral
but,
move.
Exactly.
But
That's
even
what I was
if,
gonna
even
say.
if you screen the top, because it's a 1-1-3. Even
That
if you
guy
screen
that-
the
that guy
top,
that's
the
at
other
the
guy
free
is
throw
to the
line
bottom.
just
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I just said the
And then-
only thing that beats it is the diagonal pass and the dribble penetration. It's a very good defense. Again,
Right.
you're right. Probably not run it all game, but
So I'm going to catch you in
90% of
rotation sooner or later,
the
though.
big-
90% of coaches
because-
want to run it against
But-
an even front. They bring down a
but
2-guard offense,
the big
and
thing-
you can't beat it.
The big thing though was that X down to get those steals, and you
Yeah.
you were
I had
the
a
guy,
mil-
you were,
I had
you
a
were- you were
million
the
of
guy
them.
that was Xing down.
I had a million
At some
steals.
point, they realized what's happening, so you can't run it the whole game. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, and you can't run a zone offense against it. You have to run.
Yeah, if you run a
and nobody that entire year ran a man offense against us.
Gotcha.
going to get another Stell.
You put it in, it works.
Right.
Not all game, but if you're coming out of a man defense and you're going into that, it is dangerous.
Yes.
Because coaches aren't smart. You have to remember, high school coaches are high school coaches.
They react to what they see
Exactly, and you
instead
see
of attack.
right. Put an odd front.
I
Put an,
respond this way.
Right. Put an odd front defense against the best coaches in the area. You want to talk about the most winning coaches. Semenza, when I was playing against Old Forge, same thing with him. You put an odd front out there, they're going to run even front guards. They think it's like playing against a 1-3-1. It's not.
Your senior year, they're the one team in the number one team in the area. Gave him a game at halftime. Bukowski had like 5 threes, 6
Yeah.
threes. first
Yeah,
half.
he did throw up
It was
a
a
lot.
1-point game at half.
It was a 1-point game and a half because down there, if you remember, we watched the game. I told Chuff it was the first we ran an out of bounds play. I posted the guy up on the opposite foul line. Chuff threw it over my shoulders. I was like Willie Mays catching a fly ball over my shoulder. I tell you, I was probably our leading scorer. Again, not maybe 250 points the entire year. It's not like I was blowing any doors off. If I had 20 points a game, which I averaged close to that, like if I had 20 a game, Chuff had 12 assists. And that's more point. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We would watch our old films. I have them on my. I just out hustled everybody. I didn't make shots. I made layups. Chuff was the best point guard center in the league.
He was.
because he played point guard and sometimes center.
He'll show you those videos too, where he
Long-
throws
bounce
a three-quarter
passes,
court
bounce pass.
one-handed bounce pass,
And it's
for
right
a
to
layup.
me. And we played against guys who were way more talented than us, faster than me down the court, but we just out-hustled them. That's all we did. We just out-hustled them every play.
We got on the Amoeba defense, but I was going to ask you. So you played for Mays. You don't think I was there, but I also played for Mays.
Okay.
You talked about him a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. I want to get your opinion on Mays. I feel like the way you talked about him, you thought that he started the culture build at Mid-Valley. I'm a huge fan of Coach Mays. I'm going to be honest with you. One of the reasons that I got into coaching, that's the type of impact that he had.
Yeah, for sure.
So much so that when I did my senior project, I actually coached young Matthew here when he was in 8th grade, junior high basketball.
What do you
Kropa
want?
was his coach.
What do you want to know, though?
I just
You
want to know.
coached me?
Yes.
I don't remember you at all.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
Dude, you're easy to forget. Holy shit.
Very forgettable.
Very apparently.
What is your question, though?
me?
Yeah. No. So my senior, I did it with Kropa, right? Kropa was you might have been in 7th grade because I think Rebar was in 7th grade. So you're
gonna get to
Rebar?
a question anytime today.
Wait. Did you graduate? You graduated with Rebar, right?
Yeah.
Chris Rebar?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Just say
So
your
7th
question.
grade. So no. What were some of the biggest things that you learned from Mays? Obviously, you hold him in high regard. You think that he kind of started the culture.
you
No,
coaching
that's
me
not.
at all.
That's not exactly true.
Okay.
I think Coach Mazak, and I don't know if he listens, but I think he was far too structured. He was too set. He didn't adapt as much to what we had to offer. Our
style of play.
Our style of play
agree.
was
Is
very
that the
much.
phrase you want to use?
Yeah, our style of play was we're still not better than everybody. We're going to out-hustle people and we'll out-physical people. We ran a lot of offenses where
That's not what you needed.
right.
It was more like
But
run and gun, kind
we
of get
ran-
out.
let
and-
me outrun everybody and let me outwork everybody. No one I knew that I was not better than anybody on the court. I knew I was not faster than anybody on the court. But I can guarantee
Nobody's going to work as hard as me on the court.
Right. I was going to outrun everybody. And Chuff had the balls to throw me full court passes all day. I'd go up and get them, and I'd lay them in. That was all we did. But we kept running plays, and
Did
it
you
just
allow?
didn't run.
Was it? When you say like you're outrun everybody, did you have like a different conditioning? Like, would
Sure.
you say like you?
We ran.
Yeah.
This is what I want to get to. And
Yeah.
maybe you remember the court. We conditioned a lot.
Yep.
I remember distinctly one time, and I actually said it on one of the NFH's broadcasters when Steve was there. Mazak at one point, a quote I'll never forget. Listen, we might not be more talented than any team.
We weren't.
But we will be in better condition than every team we
And
play.
we were. We did 17s. The entire team did
Yes.
them under a minute 5. I would do them in 50 seconds. I would bust my balls nonstop. I'm telling
Which
you.
really throws me
That's-
off as a
that's
coach.
honestly insane.
It throws me off as a coach because I'm like,
I used
easily you guys should be getting this in
to,
a
minute 5,
minute.
minute 2, we would do.
But that's what we had to
Our
do.
entire
it.
team would get them
Yeah.
that fast.
Dan
And-
Sosnowski was getting them in a minute.
Yeah, he
Had
was
to.
getting under a minute 5. We would bust our balls. I'm telling you, we did, and I would get on every single person. You could ask anybody. I remember Steve. I remember yelling at Steve in the locker room and stuff like that. I don't remember.
Gally,
who, though.
not.
But I would get on everybody because Mazak said, I want some silent leaders and I want some
Vocal
leaders.
leaders.
And I would get on every single person. I said, I'm not running another 17. Move now. And that's just what we did. And we would run a lot of plays where I would have just blew everybody's doors in. That's what I would have did. I just would have kept
Motion.
as soon as you
Spartans.
if it wasn't, I was in the post because I played power forward. Again, very undersized. But as soon as I saw the ball in Chuff's hand, I was gone. Every single time. I'm hitting the sideline, and he would just – I'm telling you, he has all the tape still at his house.
He does.
Watch how many times he'd throw me a full court pass. I would go up and get it and lay it in. That's it.
Crazy, too. You were the power forward, and Dan Sosnowski was the center, and you had to play guys like Justin Verbitsky, who was a division. He went to Pitt to play tight end.
Yep.
He was like 260.
Yep.
Jim Sabia,
Yep.
who was 400 pounds
Yep.
on the
Wasn't that a
court.
dumber guy?
6'4", about
Yeah.
290 he was.
Yeah.
We should live stream us watching those films.
Oh, man.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, here.
Him actually from California at that point.
Yeah,
Patch
but
him in.
I don't know how much. I'll show you one, but because I put a couple on my Snapchat because Chuff has them all. He found
does.
them all.
He does.
I don't know how. I have no idea how. But we would, and that's all we did though. Because
I really wish I had basketball film from.
I was telling you
Back in the day.
I was telling you before how many kids when you were a freshman. Do you remember how many kids were on your team? When you were on your freshman team.
I didn't play freshman team.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right.
Oh, big shot. Big shot.
Well, I know Hooper didn't either, so I won't ask. But
No, I played freshman.
Did
no,
you?
no, I did play freshman team because I was not good
I
enough.
did play freshman. I played
Are you
freshman
sure?
as an 8th grade. Yeah,
All right.
I couldn't tell you how many kids
We
were on
won
the
the
team,
tournament
though.
with Smalley.
we
Let's
had
go.
we had
Dig
my freshman year. I had 5. We had 5 players.
5 players.
Yeah,
we
had,
definitely had at least 8.
We used to. He used to. Our coach was Jason Ponsar. He used to call timeouts. Just he's like, all right, you guys gotta take a breath here. Try to reel it in.
That was the best time of my life.
Yeah.
Was 8th grade going into 9th grade because I would just double up on 8th grade and 9th grade games. I would
Oh, yeah,
practice
just keep
like
playing.
once a week. I practiced
yeah,
once
yeah.
a week.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean that's and that's the one thing I will say about Mazak. He just wanted to implement a structure to the game where he didn't. A lot of the times you'll say the best coaches they adapt to their players.
Yeah.
I don't think Mays did enough to do that. That's it. That's the only thing I have. He put in actually a lot of good work and a lot of stuff that was really really great, but just didn't adapt enough to us.
Yeah, I mean,
we played a very different style of game. Again, we weren't that talented.
I
We weren't
actually-
that good.
I actually, I feel like I remember, and Chuff tells me he does not remember this. Maybe you will,
Okay.
because you seem like your memory is really, really good.
Okay.
Again, as just someone who was there,
With all those concussions.
who was there, and not concussions, yes, Chuff.
Concussions.
Concussed.
He'll admit. But like Blue Ridge, that playoff game,
Yeah.
I swear to. Maybe I'm
Okay.
wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering this. I remember Mazak came in, right? He'd always give us the pregame speech.
Yeah.
Players stayed in, and like it was like you and Chuff, and you're just like, listen, we're just gonna go out there, and we're gonna play like we're at Washington Street Park. Like this is what we're going to do. We're just going to play how we feel like we need to play,
Yep.
and we're gonna win this.
I got
What were you about to say?
I got in foul trouble in that game. I didn't actually play that much in that game. But yeah, you're
But
right.
you remember
Yeah.
that. Chuff does not remember
God damn,
this.
they're having a moment right now.
yeah,
okay.
I remember.
Jesus Christ.
And then you guys also
love it.
obviously
I
stole
don't-
balls from
I-
Mountain View.
Shit,
Yes,
I don't think you were there, but yeah,
I heard about it.
you heard about it.
Steve Having told a me.
moment.
Steve told me.
Steve was there. He was
Steve
definitely.
told
Steve
me,
was
yeah.
definitely
I'm gonna go to the
there.
bathroom while you guys are having a moment.
And
I'll
then
be back.
when you come back,
All right. Well, you know what? Tom, I'll find the videos after.
Send
It
them to
doesn't.
me.
It doesn't
Send
make.
them to
It
me.
doesn't
I'll-
make a good.
right.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
Chuff has them. It's.
I'll
we
beat
just
you-
played like
I'll
that.
beat you 1-on-1.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He's back. He's back. He's back.
I will put my whole paycheck on that. I will put everything that I own
Listen,
for
you're,
us to
still,
play
you're, still,
one-on-one.
you're still practicing. I'm not. Like, coaching wise, we'll make it happen.
Nah. Well, I mean, what would you say? What would you say right now as what's your favorite time as a coach then? Through Mid Valley stuff, Tom. We'll go with you first. What would your? I mean, you're not. I mean, I
It's
guess
like,
you're not.
yeah.
I guess you're not technically like listed as. Are you listed as an assistant or anything like that?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Well, okay.
AD
so
trainer.
AD trainer. So what would
Yep.
you still say since you've been there? What's your favorite? What's your favorite moment?
Wow. Favorite moment, huh?
Yeah. I mean, when you have. I mean, you're there 10 years,
I
right?
know. Yeah.
At least, right?
I'm there. This is my 12th year.
12th year, yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say your favorite moment on a basketball court or base? You know what? Any sport.
It's a great question.
Really is. Great job.
I'm going to have to go with Danielle and the crew at the CYC state semifinal against Dunmore. The place was sold out.
Yeah. I wasn't at that game. Again, I was
That
away, but yeah.
That's probably number one.
That's number one Mid Valley moment. All right.
Yeah.
Tanner. Oh,
Yeah.
put your headphone on.
What's up?
All right. I just asked Tom his favorite Mid Valley moment since he's been there. I mean, it is
Coaching or playing?
At the end of the day, this still is it is a Mid Valley podcast. I
Right,
guess.
right.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, we talk about other stuff, but I mean,
Yeah.
you put
You
this.
always
committee
revert
against-
back to
right.
Mid Valley to an extent, right?
Your favorite Mid Valley moment, coaching, I guess, or playing. With
Coaching.
you,
I
You
want to
have-
hear
you
coaching. I want to hear both. If
coaching.
you have both,
Yeah.
like, I want to hear.
Coaching wise,
Yeah.
Man, I've never won a league, so that was a pretty big moment for myself to win the league.
Like a
And
couple
Right
weeks
now?
ago.
yeah,
All right.
right now
Yeah.
would have to be
That's
my-
huge.
And being able to coach my brother and be a part of
That's
that moment,
awesome.
that's pretty cool.
I mean, Saturday night already is a close second.
Coming up this
Yeah,
Saturday.
we're playing for
Just
right
beating-
now.
beating prep.
beating prep. Yeah, that was
You were
pretty
big.
cool.
Go on your.
because,
What'd you do after you beat prep? Anything good?
No, no.
Okay. All right.
No.
well, playing wise was it had to be when we played Holy Cross.
Your Holy Cross game, I was going to say the same thing,
Yeah,
man.
up at
That
Carbondale.
was one of my favorite games.
I don't know, man. It was just.
Is that when I headbutt you?
Yeah.
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 You remember that?
Were you there?
I was there, but I
You
don't
thought my
remember
dad
it.
was gonna come down the stands
Yeah.
and come fight you.
That
but
was my favorite. That was one of my favorite games.
That was a
ever.
great
That
game.
was a great game, and just the fact, just to have that opportunity to see, I've been to Carbondale a few times. I have never seen the stands that
Oh,
packed.
And
Oh,
that's the
that was
most
the best.
fans.
Yeah,
they have
in
the
any-
best stadium.
It
or,
was
not
it was
stadium,
such a great
arena
atmosphere and
to
such
play.
a great game to be a part
You
of.
can't
Like
fit
two
any
great
more.
teams.
Now, is the Toronto's tournament there all the time now?
I believe so.
It
Yeah.
used to rotate because when
Used to rotate.
when-
It was even we rotated even to my
junior year then, right? Or no, sophomore then.
junior year.
Yeah.
Because junior year it was at Lakeland, and then senior year was back at Carbondale, and
Yeah.
I think after that it was just straight at Carbondale.
Yeah, my Toronto's tournament was at Valley View.
Okay.
Yeah, so we played there. Because you were an all-star, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your name's in the pamphlet in the program forever. You're immortalized.
I'm in the
Hooper,
pamphlet.
are you in the?
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Well, I am as well. So hey, we're in there together. Nice. So we'll always have that. Tanner.
Congrats, guys.
All right.
Congrats.
So there's another thing that
We were
says
actually on the
Hooper.
team.
Okay.
We could
You
actually
know
say we were on the team.
Yeah, you know what's-
Hooper's in a pamphlet, but he's not in the pamphlet.
I said that was one of the that was the day of
I hate
my
you all.
that was the day of my grandfather's viewing.
That's,
I had
So
to
you
leave.
you had a little bit
Chuff
more. Yeah.
Chuff accepted my all-star for me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he had to go up because I had to leave. I went
Oh,
back.
wow.
My
I didn't
mom-
know that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. We ended up losing because that's what we did a lot. But Hooper, how about you? I'm gonna go with your.
what did you
no,
say your best moment was? Was it the
CYC.
CYC
Yeah.
with the
Girls
girls?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was if I was not playing or coaching,
Right.
that would be the best moment I was ever part
I
of.
wasn't at that game.
Oh, what a game that
Unbelievable,
was!
man. Never forget that.
No, never. And now, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
But now, Kristen Sonaseri coaches with us, and his wife is
Ashley.
Ashley
Murray.
Murray.
Oh, wow.
And I was just telling the other day, I was like, I'll never forget the game you guys beat us.
Yeah.
It was one of the greatest games I've ever seen in my life.
They had some battles.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Five, right?
I'm not-
Five?
yeah,
Four?
five
Five that year?
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you, man. I worked a football game in Beaver Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to a bunch of college arenas and
Sure.
games, and I've come out of the tunnel for Midnight Madness in Assembly Hall.
All
like
right.
when I looked around that CYC,
There was no.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like that.
It was
that's
that big.
That's
Yeah.
Like
Like
that was the level that game was at that night.
Yeah.
Plus, they're right on top of those
Yes.
on the court too. And
I-
everybody feels like they're on the court.
Yes.
As a little kid, I remember going to like WWF
Yeah. I did too.
matches and stuff
Yeah.
over there
Right.
where
Seeing the
you-
bushwhackers.
like the whole place was sold
Yeah.
out. That
That was
the
big.
It was
same.
like
Yeah,
that?
It was
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hooper, back to
It's
you,
gonna be
bud.
coaching, I would imagine.
It has to be. coaching.
Yeah, no, I don't.
There's no
yeah.
playing. There's no playing memories at this point.
Or that one alumni game, he had like
oh my
4
God,
points.
we don't talk about
Listen.
alumni games.
I know, I heard he
Listen, how'd you do this year? How'd you do? How many? Between you, me, and Steve, we had 4 points.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? What are we
I haven't
going with?
I haven't even been asked to
But
come
have
to
you
an
ever
alumni
been-
game in
have you-
about
I'm just-
14
I didn't
years,
score-
so don't
I'm
worry.
not saying that.
All right.
I didn't score
No.
0.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't score 0.
All right.
All right.
Yo, did you get double teamed?
All right.
At half court?
At
When
the
did
end
you
of the
get?
day,
When did
I
you get
still
done?
would've got
When-
mine.
yeah,
Did you?
Yeah,
did
he
you-
would have got
Did
his.
you?
I still would have got
And
mine.
you were one of them. You were one of them double teaming me.
All
All
right.
right.
You
You
scored.
All right.
All right.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead, bud.
Well, my athletic
No,
is
it's
when
just-
I beat Matt one-on-one whenever this happens. Yeah, that's going to be.
Okay, so your future is
Yeah,
your highlight
future.
of your
Yeah,
life.
Yeah. No. All right. But coach,
It didn't even happen yet. So
coach,
you're hoping eventually you have a highlight.
coaching, yeah,
You're
coaching
hoping.
legit.
Okay,
Listen,
here we go.
I'm gonna be a much better coach than I ever was athlete. There's no fucking. There's
Beep beep
135. No
130.
ifs, ands, or buts about that.
All right.
But
Jesus
coaching wise, one year actually, my first year coaching girls, we ended up going to states and we beat Holy Cross in like a third place game.
up at
Which-
Carbondale.
Carbondale or Dunmore? We did it twice.
No, Dunmore. Dunmore was
Dunmore
the
game?
one.
Dunmore?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
So
that was
Emily and Kiana.
Yeah,
then.
Emily and
yes.
Kiana. Yeah.
When Emily was a junior,
Nice.
and then that fall or that spring we went and that was the year that we made states boys baseball, and then we won a game. So like those two.
Did you guys compete for a district title that year?
In
For
baseball,
baseball, we lost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lost the
we
district.
lost. Yeah, so like that.
To Lakeland.
Just
Correct.
that. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
They had a kid, Brad Richards. They've had multiple kids that have gone like Division One.
And I feel like they've played 17 years at Lakeland.
Right.
Every
Yeah,
one of them. Oh,
but-
he's back
but-
again.
but
Red
that-
Spock. If he played one more year, I was leaving
had-
the state.
and
I did.
Had a week.
And
had
I
a
did.
week against at Lehigh. But no, Lakeland is good. That kid was probably the best pitcher, and they've had some good ones. Like they've had kids that have gone Division One. Brad Richards, I think he went to one of the satellites of Penn State. Definitely the best pitcher that I've seen from Lakeland. Just because he knew how to pitch. He didn't just throw super hard. He threw like 82, which is
But he
hard.
knew how to
but like,
change pace.
he could
hit
he
the
could,
spots.
he could step back, like he could rear back and get a couple extra miles per hour if he needed it. He had good off speed, but like that was just a good year in general. 2015. The guy that asked the question actually isn't even here, but like just in terms of going to states, actually losing to North Schuylkill in girls basketball and then beating them in baseball was.
No, they had some studs on that team, though.
Yeah, and the baseball one was good because they had a kid that actually got drafted, I think, by the Mariners that pitched against us. He's a lefty. He was like throwing like 90s that game, and we hit him a couple times. But that'd probably be it for me. Since then, the coaching career, I thought girls basketball was easy after that one. State's first year.
What was your most challenging time, player or coach?
I gotta think about this one.
How about yourself?
Wow. At Mid Valley?
Or in life in general?
Player coach.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Personally, my most challenging time was going to coaching
Yeah,
and like standing
because
on.
you can't control.
It was like I can only put my players in the spots they need to be at.
And like it drives you nuts when you're like, this is where you need to be, and they're not doing it.
This
because
is
you know
where you need
would
to be,
there.
or this is
Yeah.
your read. Like if she
Yeah.
or he steps here, then it's a bounce pass or it's a layup because if she doesn't come. And it was just like things that I thought were naturally easy to read and understand. People did not see what I saw on the court.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's their fault. It was just
It's
how
a different-
it was how I was brought up. Like I give all the credit to my father and the basketball player that I was. Like if it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd be half the player. But that was my biggest,
Oh, I'm back.
I guess. And the question was, what was your most challenging time as a player or coach? And my biggest was going from a player to a coach
Oh, I have a good
and
one.
not being able to, like, I guess, have control in the game. Like when I'm playing, I feel like I have a lot more control. Like I can make a layup or I can make this pass or I can defend this player. Now I'm coaching. I'm just standing on the sideline telling you what to do to try to stop somebody or try to score on somebody. And that was my biggest adjustment.
We're going long here. Holy cow.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Welcome to the show, bud.
Yeah, we had.
Hey, it's the year in review, man. Special
you-
edition.
It's not really
Yeah,
a year
yeah.
in
Do
review
you
or just-
remember? Do you remember when me and Chuff we were down at Old Forge when we had everybody there? They wanted us fired. Do you remember that one?
Was that the Joe Victor one?
No, that was your brother's first year.
That was my brother's.
Your brother's first year, who I will still say is still
Oh,
easily
no,
top
no.
three.
brother? He's got 3
Oh
brothers.
no,
Noah,
brother
Noah,
Noah.
that's easily
For the
one or
viewers
one or
and
one
for
or two
Noah.
of my favorite kids I've ever coached. Easy, and I still can't wait to see what he does with his degree. I think he's going to be fabulous.
Oh,
whatever
phenomenal.
He does. But
Phenomenal.
Noah,
Just
if you
ended
wanna
it-
write
actually,
for Troop
speaking
Sports,
of Noah,
good.
shout out to Noah. Just ended his basketball career with Kings.
that's right.
Had
he
a
did.
phenomenal
Congrats.
career.
He did. He had
Phenomenal
a
career.
great. And this season he was fantastic.
Phenomenal
too.
career,
Yeah.
man.
We Cesare was at our game. They
See
went.
the AD at the time.
Yeah, they went. They were 6th grade. They went 21-0, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. Then the next year they started with me and Chuff. We started 0-4.
Oh, dude.
They wanted us fired
I
like you
remember
would not
this.
believe.
I remember this because
They're like,
my
"Nah."
dad,
Yep.
Goolsberry, and all these other guys are like, what are you doing? Like, these guys just smoked
Everybody, and we started 0-4. We didn't
Yeah.
lose another game that
Yeah.
season.
Well, I mean, your dad probably had it out for Chuff because they
My
almost
dad had it
they
out for everybody.
Everybody.
They almost
My
got
dad,
into
not
it.
just Chuff.
They almost
No,
got into it
everybody.
at an an adult league game at the True Pacific Center.
Yeah,
right?
that
Chuck.
I think Chuff gave him like a swim move, and my dad's like, "You don't do that shit around here."
You want to talk
It
about
was awesome.
you want to talk
he's
about
nuts,
you
man.
want to talk about pressure as a 7th grade basketball coach? I hear you talking all the time about like, oh, these kids, you have to understand that like there's a process and there's this and there's that, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. And that you want to talk about being an assistant coach, the pleasure of being an assistant coach, because I'm not the head coach.
Go talk to that guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead. We're 0-4. These kids haven't lost a game in a year. And here we are sitting 0-4. We went to Dunmore. We played like garbage. I remember we had Brad Cal, and Brad Cal still wears number 11. You know why Brad Cal wore number 11? Because I wore number 11. That's why he took it. And if he's watching this when you're a state trooper, don't pull me over, all right? Because I drive
In California.
I got 2 days left.
I drive as fast as I want wherever I
I get
want.
to point A to point B, and we'll figure it out after then.
Because I got Triani on one side, and I got Tommy Keegan. You guys don't probably remember him, but he's a state trooper a long time. Now I'm adding Brad Cal. If you give me a ticket, I don't even know. what we're gonna do,
Sakirka's
but
a statey.
he's not around here though. I don't think
Where's Brad?
he's not. He's
Wilkes-Barre.
still.
Oh, okay.
He's done with the academy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he'll
Yeah.
be good though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had some challenging
He's
times.
told me
you
some
don't,
stories
you don't
already.
I
No,
thought
that-
you would remember that.
That was like,
They're like, you guys are gonna get
That-
fired. Abda even said, he's like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Everything's fine, but just keep doing what you're doing. But man, we had
that was
parents
one of my
scream-
first couple years.
I
so
know.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think I was like,
that hands on yet.
or processing
You
all
were
of the
you were at
the
the game
drama,
though.
I guess.
pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were at the game. I remember it. I was on the sideline. I was
So I'm
probably-
guessing it was a home game? Or?
no, it was an away game.
was
Then
an
why
away
was he
game.
there?
No, I wouldn't have been in an
Yeah,
away
why
game.
was he there?
7th grade game.
You
No
were
way.
there.
No way.
I'm telling you.
Is
you
this
were
the
there.
same year you had the guy coming down and writing down the plays and everything?
What do you mean?
Was that the same year the guy was
no,
like trying
that was their freshman year. You guys like moved up with the.
We
that
did.
group.
We moved up with that group
You stayed
because
with the
everyone
same
kept
group.
everyone kept leaving.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So their freshman year,
Yeah.
that's when Chuff and these guys were running regular.
And
Yeah.
the guy was coming down like
And
writing down the
Old Forge
play.
coach came to a bunch of his games, scouting them,
And he just he
and then we threw a couple wrinkles at him,
Yep.
and it totally.
Out of
Messed
regular.
him up,
'cause
and he's looking at his
Yeah.
playbook. He's like,
Yeah.
I didn't have this written down.
Right.
Like, what are you guys
out of
doing?
regular. That's all you know.
when we put that in as a freshman team, we had that. And do you remember our press chaos? That press
Yeah.
Chaos.
that did?
Still run it.
do
Still
I?
run it.
Yeah.
He doesn't run it the same way.
No.
I run it the way Chuff told me.
He runs chaos like the amoeba.
No.
I run chaos the way Chuff told me. All right, go over chaos. Go over
I'm not
chaos.
going to go over chaos right now. There's maybe other coaches watching
I don't
this.
care.
I
It's
might bring
fine.
that back when I come back. Dust off the old basketball shoes. You said me versus Hooper. I'm going to run chaos. He'll never break it. Nah, never. Yeah,
I know
never.
it. I know it.
You don't know.
I run it the way.
So
I
who's winning?
teach
Who's
it.
winning coaching wise? Who's
I
winning?
told you me already. told you.
Listen,
I said it when he was in California. I looked right in
If
that
you-
camera. I said me.
listen. Sure, Hoop. Whatever.
Sure, whatever helps you
We're
sleep
going
at
to be
night.
running the same shit against each other.
No, we won't.
Chaos.
No, because here's
Chaos!
here's the difference. Here's the difference. When I call my assistant coach and I'm like, Tom, what should we run now? You're gonna be sitting there like this.
Tom.
No one's sitting next to you.
Tom. How many times have I come in? Hey, I got.
Sure.
Listen, this
But
team
I'm
plays
getting him
1-3-1.
first.
What do you got for
I'm
me?
getting him first.
Listen,
I already
I've
called
been-
dibs.
All right.
All right, here's
Touche,
touche.
All right, time out.
Touche.
Tom, who you coaching with?
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Fucked up.
Like one of the first times. Now you have to remember,
Stepped
we
up, man.
were really young when we started coaching, though. Like when we were coaching those
how,
kids.
22, 23, 24?
Yeah, I mean we were young. We started in 6th grade.
Coming in with the sunglasses and everything.
Yeah, I had to because I was
This is the greatest day
Under
ever.
the weather.
I was under the weather. I had
Under the weather.
I was under the weather a lot of times. when I was coming to basketball.
It's every Saturday morning. Runks was under the weather.
Underwear-
Listen, okay.
Underwear
He had
on
his-
backwards.
He had,
Hold
his eye,
on.
he had his eyes dilated.
Hold on, listen. You have to remember one thing. I've been playing in bands my entire life.
Yes.
I go out I stay out
These
very
idle
late.
hands, baby.
Yes, but before that I was in other bands. We used to play very, very late nights.
Yes.
And when you play at local bars, you don't have a bar tab.
Okay.
You get whatever you want. So,
But that's not why you came in with sunglasses, though.
right, I was sick.
Sick.
I was
Sick,
under the
sick
weather.
as a dog.
Yes.
Sick as a dog.
And I would come maybe sometimes a little late
A little bit.
Without a belt.
without a belt.
Maybe underwear on backwards.
That was the funniest one, though. I had to go to the locker room. I had to. Did you ever put your underwear on backwards?
No,
You can't wear them.
But it was like one of my first couple of years.
Yeah.
You're like, what is this? What's
Going,
going on?
where am I? I love this guy.
Yeah.
What's happening right now?
Chuff, and the best part of it was Chuff just knew what he was. Because, the thing what happened is Chuff had 3 assistant coaches before me. He didn't ask.
Right.
Like, I wasn't his first choice because I was still going through. I was in nursing school at the time. It's not an easy profession to go
No,
through.
absolutely not right.
And he'd be like, listen, because he had Schrader was one of his assistant coaches.
Yes.
Priblo
Priblo.
was one of them.
Prib.
Yes.
And then he settled on me. He got stuck with me, basically, which is how it's been his entire life, apparently, because we've been friends so long. But, yeah, I would come, and that's where the volunteers started. Oh, I don't know. I just always liked going, but I still lived my life. It wasn't like coaching was my be-all, end-all.
You weren't getting paid. You weren't getting a paycheck.
I wasn't
so.
getting paid anyway, so I would go, and that's why.
Yeah.
And even when I was coaching with Kropa, you have to remember, okay,
You
so,
did the book.
Yeah.
You did it. You
I did
got,
the
you
Game
got something
Changer
for the
and
game
everything.
changer?
Yeah, and you have to remember the biggest thing, and it's always for the kids. Because,
For the kids.
Yeah,
Hashtag.
And no,
for
and
the
you really
kids.
have to remember this. My love for Mid-Valley and the kids at Mid-Valley outstretches a lot of things because Kropa replaced my father as the head coach.
Yeah.
And it was nothing to Ryan. He got because Punky was voted out by other people. Again, we're not going to talk bad about people, but he was out no matter what.
Right.
It came down, and it was in good hands with Ryan. So I still wanted to be involved. So again, I put the kids over anything else. Like I could still sit there and Punky lost in the state championship and got fired the next year.
You could have really.
Right, I could sit there and I'm not going to do anything.
You could
with
be
them,
real
but
bitter,
I could,
right.
Right, but it's not about that. It's about the children and how they develop. So whatever I could add, and it's not a lot. If I was in a different role where, like, if you're a teacher in at Mid Valley, you have more time after school. You can go do things. I'm working 12-hour shifts, 7A to 7P. Like on my days off, I'm just going to go when I can.
Right.
But I would, if I was able to, work with Ryan nonstop with baseball, and I could just be a volunteer pitching coach and just work with pitchers and catchers, I would do that in a second. I would love every second of that and just do the scouting and stuff.
Did you love, like, the aspect of, like, how to break down hitters and, like, what spots to, like,
Exactly.
that whole aspect, like, the mental aspect of it? Like, I understand it's very physical, but pitching is very mental and, like,
It's all mental.
yeah, not allowing
Yeah.
your emotions to get the better of you. Like,
Yeah.
3 guys get a hit on you.
Yep.
You still got to come back and battle at that fifth
That was my
one.
favorite, and that's why I say, like, guys like Alex, who you had on, you never had Nemitz on.
Did not
No.
have
Nemitz was one of the best.
I love
my dad.
that.
He could shake off anything, and the next
You-
guy
you-
up, he would pitch the exact same way.
You were at league championship. You were one of the assistants, right?
Yep. And
So you would like a phrase that I use, it's pace, performance after critical errors.
Yeah, and-
like, how do you perform after, like, you're at your worst? How do you come back and, like, combat that?
one of my favorites was Gosler, Justin, because he constantly needed a pep talk before every game.
Yep.
And every single day he'd be like, "Oh, my slider's not working. This isn't working." He always had an excuse. I love that kid though. I was with him a lot of times. He would always ask me like, "What am I doing today?" and stuff like that when I was working as assistant. I think he took a lot of what I said really, really personal. And before we were down in Hanover, and we ended up winning the game. I think 1-0 or 2-0.
Oh, that was.
Was that Rebar?
That was
No.
that was the year we went to the States.
Yeah, Gosler said he's like, something's not working today, and this and you can, whatever he was saying. I said, you're gonna go on the mound, and every effing pitch that you throw, they can't hit. I said, I don't care if it's your fastball, your curveball, your slider. You're better than every single one of them out there. He went out in that game and he threw everything. Every one of his pitches, he didn't care what it was. We won, and that was probably the best single athlete performance you can have as a coach asking from a player.
Right.
I'm not talking about a point guard because there's always room for error on stuff, but when a
Right.
starting pitcher goes out and dominates like that,
Right.
nothing in sports compares to a starting pitcher who can go out 7 innings and shut somebody down with every single one of their pitches. And that is what I miss the most about it. Kids like that. Kids like and
that buy into what you're saying and kind of take it to the next level.
Exactly. Understand that I know what your abilities are.
Right.
Trust me. And that's how Gosler was. And honestly, he did have a little bit of a head case at times.
So true. Like with a lot, like with today's kids and kids coming up, it's so mental. Like it's so mentally challenging to get them to understand like you're good enough.
Yep.
You don't need to do more than what you have already done at this point.
Sometimes don't overthink it. And
Right.
that's the biggest thing I'll say. When a kid understands that their ability is in question by themselves, a coach has to wrangle that in. And that's number one. You have to be able to wrangle those head cases in. And not saying he's a head case by any means.
No.
I'm saying
Right.
that you have to
But
take
kind of just
a
like
coach has to take away their doubt.
bring the yes.
You're good
Bring
enough.
them back down
Let's
to
do
earth.
it.
You're okay.
And
You can
Gosler
handle
was
this.
one of them. I'll remember that season. Even when Chuff hit him in the face with the ball.
That was,
That's
yeah.
a ground ball.
Wait,
That,
time
that
out.
wasn't
Yeah,
that year.
time out.
That
That
was
was the next year.
That was the next
Yeah.
year.
Time out. Chuff might have hit somebody with the ball. He might have. Was Gosler looking at him?
No, it was
Yes, he
yeah.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Oh,
was.
okay.
He was.
So if you were hitting fungal, let's just say to some of your players,
Okay.
and you happen to have somebody standing out there to take like the cutoff to an extent,
Okay.
would you make sure they're looking at you before you hit the next ball?
Well, who's hitting the ball? Just give me an example of somebody who's hitting the
just
ball.
say, like,
Well, if I had
Hooper.
to throw out a name, Stephen Hooper, for example.
Nah, they're safe. It don't matter.
So it's just.
Yeah.
It was just.
You brush it right off.
I like how you failed to mention. I said, "Hey, I'm hitting. Please be paying attention." And he's
Right.
watching what's going on in the infield.
No, I mean, I
He
can
turned
see,
his back to me.
I
so.
can see how that happens, but yes, you
And,
would maybe
listen,
give him a heads up.
Listen, as soon as I hit it, I swear to God, I don't know if I said this last time we talked about it when it actually happened.
You started sweating.
As soon as
You
I
probably
hit it,
died.
I looked at it, and it was going straight at him. I'm like, oh, shit.
You didn't say, like, heads up?
No, I'm like, yo. But by that
Nothing.
time, I mean,
He was
I'm
on
sure
the ground.
I'm sure my exit velocity is pretty good off
Well,
the fungal.
okay,
So
hold
I'm
on. Between Hooper's exit velocity being 40 miles an hour and his reaction time being about 14 seconds, there was no chance for this kid.
Zero
He was
chance.
getting hit.
Zero chance.
I mean, the average person would have had ample time to give him warning, but not Hoop. He's done.
I know. I had a question going back to the last thing, but I can't ask
No,
it
I
now.
mean,
I
no,
can't
listen,
ask it.
I
I can't
I
ask it now.
understand
Go
that,
ahead.
but
We were
there's
having a
been-
Well, no,
moment.
because now we moved on to a different
Yeah,
conversation. But you guys were talking about players.
inspiring players.
No,
Yeah.
players who kind of get in their own heads, right?
Well,
So
no,
you've
hold on.
all-
I have a question with
Alex
that.
Brzlupski.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a
Ooh.
question. Do you remember, Matt? I don't remember who we were playing. Me and Chuff were in the mezzanine.
Okay.
You were playing.
Okay.
And one of the plays that you were running, you would pass the ball off and then come to the high post. You circled back around after a screen or something.
Okay.
And
I think I know what you're talking about.
Every
Yeah, I
single
think it was
time,
two guard.
Chuff just kept telling you, he's like, just turn and go to the hole. Turn and go to the hole. The first whole half, you didn't.
Yeah.
The second half, you just took over. Every single time. One dribble to the hoop. One dribble to the hoop. And
Yeah.
it's just, and that's why it's like, yes, it's great to have somebody outside looking in because a player can't see it, but it's got to still be somebody that you know
That you
and
that
have
you
a,
respect their
Exactly.
like you
That's-
respect
yeah.
their voice. Like it.
can't just show up one day a week. And
It
be
can't
like,
be Joe Schmo.
Yeah. Like the fact, like I
Yeah.
knew Chuff. I knew that he played basketball. That he grew up through Mid Valley,
Yeah.
and he was like a very good athlete for Mid Valley. And the fact for him to come down and be like, "Yo, like if you do this, you're gonna score, or other people
Yeah.
are gonna be open." That was a big thing for me. Like. I'll just use my dad for example. My dad has coached me for my whole life, and he
Right.
used to tell me things that Tom or Kyle would tell me
But you didn't take him.
I wouldn't take my
Right.
dad's advice.
Yep.
But as soon as Tom or Kyle said it, it's like, okay, I get
Yeah.
you. But
Yeah.
it's just like you always hear that same voice. It's like you don't know what you're talking about, but you hear from somebody else that you respect.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't respect my dad, but I
Right,
always
no,
heard his
it's
voice.
different. Like, do you feel the same way with your two girls?
Oh yeah.
Do they listen to you at all?
No.
No, even though you're saying, even though you're, I mean, because both of them play basketball.
Madison plays
Madison plays
basketball.
basketball, and but you give them tips, and they,
Right.
forget you, Dad.
Right,
Right.
right.
Okay, that's I was just making sure. This is the first time I ever met them both here. The one was studying when I came in. I said, "That ain't Tom's kid." She had I walked in. She had books open. I was like, "What is going on here?" Something's funny. But yeah, but no, that's just how it goes. And that's when you ask the most, like, what do I miss the most? It's that type of relationship where when you could tell a kid, like, I really need you to do this, and it's not even that you're not doing something right or anything. It's just putting that confidence in a high school athlete. And that's what I miss the most, honestly. And it's kids like, because I would, not kidding, I could tell, like, your brother, when we were playing, and that was like 8th and 9th grade, I could be like, Noah, at that time, he was probably 4'10",
If that.
and probably the most undersized kid on the court. And I'd say, listen, Noah, he tries to go by you again. Give him a little body. He would go out and do it every single time, as compared to another kid on the floor with equal talent who would not go that extra level, who would not do that extra, because once you have that relationship, and again, Noah. Between him and Aaron Poland, I could not pick who my favorite kid I ever coached was.
Aaron
Poland's
really?
great.
Aaron
yeah.
Poland, I'm telling you,
Former guest.
Yeah, he would literally do the exact same thing. I just had a really good relationship with Aaron, and it's just something about him. And him and Noah, and that was the year most. And we had a lot of good players and a lot of kids that I really, like I said, Justin and I had a great relationship, I would say. I probably was a little harder on him because I knew his ability in baseball.
Right.
But, like,
You also knew he could take it. There's some guys, like, as being a coach, as you know, there's certain guys you can be a little bit harder on, and certain guys you kind of have
I wouldn't
lay
say
off of.
I wouldn't say he was able. I knew he could take it. I don't think he was understanding that he was able to yet. He didn't know how tough he was. But, like, one kid I did not get to coach was Rocks. I didn't get to coach Alex. I only came for those couple practices, and every single time I'm like, I'm going to throw a curveball. I'm going to throw it over the middle to the outside, hit it to the opposite field. Alex came up every time. Nobody hit my curveball as good as he did. He ripped it every single time opposite field. And I, just so he knows, I still subscribe to your
I haven't seen
Twitch
him in a
channel,
while. I was just
and
talking to
haven't.
Crope.
And I was just gonna say, you haven't been streaming. I tried to go on there. I don't know anything about that stupid thing, but I subscribe to
Hasn't
you.
been on TikTok.
Every
don't know
single time I get
what the
charged
deal is.
He's been in the
$6.95
gym
or
lately.
something.
That's what I was.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
$6.95. I'm still getting charged for Twitch.
$6.95.
Something, I don't know.
He's fucking
How much is
charging
it?
those
like that?
premium prices.
Jesus Christ. No, I just see Rocks
Rock.
getting after
Why, what
it
do
in
you
the
pay?
gym.
Huh?
What do you pay?
So I don't subscribe to Rock. So what's $6.95? What are we
Oh,
doing?
I
here?
don't know. It's to donate to them or something.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Well, he's trying to make money off his thing.
Good
Be
for Al.
supportive. You have $6 a month. You cheap son of a-
Seven.
Whatever
I
it
live
is.
in my car. I don't know.
I saw your car.
But,
the
yo.
side panel looks like trash.
Yeah, I know. I have new ones at the house.
You better get
Gotta
them on.
But that's what when you were talking about Gosler and Hanover, like. It was, so now I thought you were there when Rock. I know there was some time where like you were the varsity assistant and Gumsy was. So I guess Gumsy was my first couple of years.
No, I wasn't there then.
Okay. So yeah, it was Al. So my first year was Al's senior year, and we went districts and we played Hanover, and it was the same kind of game, except
lost.
we came out on the other end.
Yes.
It was like a little blue pit, but Al pitched his balls off.
Yep.
And then Gosler came through a couple years later and was able to get the,
was the best.
job done. But yeah,
Best.
it was a similar type of performance. But what I was going to ask you guys, you were talking about Gosler, or some players, mentally, like you kind of have to give them that confidence boost, like, your ability's good enough. And do you guys think that that's kids that growing
That
up?
was a good move.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, kids that growing up were just okay. When you're 10 years old, you're just more. You're just the best player on the team. When you're 14, you're the best player on the team. But okay, now we're varsity player. You're not. Like everyone's caught up. Or do you think those are more the kids that weren't and just don't have that confidence because they weren't the best kid growing up? Like what do you think?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both. Like, take an example, like R.J. Gouldsberry.
Mm-hmm. Do
We coached him through baseball. Do you know how much we had to coach him? Like, not really. The kid was just a hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had some slumps and everything like that, but like you didn't really need to do anything. He was just a baseball player. Same thing like Kaharski.
Mm-hmm.
Kaharski was like a coachable player. You had to calm him down a little bit, sit fastball. But other than that, his swing was already so sweet.
In practice, a couple times, you had to tell him to
Exactly.
not jog out
Yes.
a fly ball
Yeah.
in the outfield.
Yeah, but again, his swing was so sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember that Holy Cross game? Remember
Yeah.
I had to leave.
Tom had to buy him dinner.
Yeah, I had to leave. What do you have? He had 10 RBIs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's wild.
in some kids like that, you were able to get away from in baseball, but basketball is totally different because it's constant pressure.
Yeah.
Baseball, you need to rise the level of each play. Basketball is
You get more time. You get more time.
to prepare,
Yeah.
especially as a starting pitcher. Basketball, when you guys are talking about teaching basketball in a high pressure situation, teaching a kid how to make sure you're not going to knock down these free throws. That's totally different. That's an isolated thing. But handling pressure, bringing up the ball over and over and over again, it's a different kind of mental toughness. So you can't compare them.
That's the thing. Like people ask me, like,
Even the atmosphere.
You
Yeah,
guys
exactly.
you guys have seen me coaching basketball. I yell a lot.
I can't believe it.
I'm very calm baseball because there's so much time. Like a pitch happens, there's 10 seconds before
Right.
the next play. You might come up to court. Your point guard might get the ball picked, lay up. 4 seconds later, they're coming back up the court for the same pressure. Like it's the pace of the game is so much.
So you never told somebody on the diamond
Yeah,
don't
not
look
to
lost,
not look lost,
don't look
asshole.
lost out
No.
there.
Yeah. No, I never
All right,
said
well,
that.
See, you got a potty mouth. Drop an a-hole.
That's fine. I said that's fine.
Who said?
The only word that we fray from is the F word for some reason. I don't know why, but that's the one.
No,
Where you going, man?
I gotta
it's a totally different thing. And I know you have no experience baseball.
Little to none.
Yeah, little to none. And I'm sure you're pretty much the same way. And that's the mental part of baseball is far different than basketball.
I just think baseball, like you said, it's so mental. Like you can go into a slump.
Yeah.
Like you can start off hitting out of the season. You can be
Take J.J. Galinsky, for example.
10 for 10.
I think it was his junior year, he hit the ball harder than anybody in the district probably. He was batting maybe 160. He just kept hitting line drives at people over and over and over and over again, and then all of a sudden it just slowly break out of that slump. But you can't teach that to shut up and play.
Right.
In basketball, shooters shoot. Shooters got to shooters got to continue to shoot.
Right.
And that's the only parallel you could say. Hitters, you just got to keep swinging.
Yeah,
And it sucks.
right. Yeah.
But it's just how it goes. And this comes back to culture. It comes back to Mid-Valley's culture of now we're a winning school, which is mind-boggling.
We
to me.
expect you sooner or later to be making those shots.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not right now, but I
Yep.
expect you when these games are on the line.
Yep.
You're gonna make these big shots.
You guys did a like when you would ask people like who you would want to play with in the past and all that stuff. You guys do that a lot, and the one I keep going back to is Ronnie Tomasetti. I wish I was able to play with a center like Ronnie Tomasetti because we didn't have a center.
You would have loved your life. I'll tell you that
exactly
right now.
because I loved playing short corner, high post, but at 6 foot tall, I jumped for jump ball. Like we didn't have anything. Like I would love to have a dominant. Even though could you imagine if Ronnie wasn't playing against Cosin in those years?
I know.
If Cosin wasn't in the league at that time,
Right.
Coulson should have been going to school with us.
what I'm saying is like if Ronnie would have killed and not that he didn't even
No,
he
but
housed
I
Cosin
agree.
in a
Right,
lot
right,
of those
right,
games.
right.
But it just seems like there's always somebody paired with our
Big men.
our big men
Yes.
that is at least a worthy adversary.
Absolutely.
Because when we were playing, like even my sophomore year, like what was that big kid who played? It wasn't Simeon? Yeah, it was Simeon was his
Yeah.
name. You remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had like Sakirka was playing against Simeon.
Came down and did like a windmill right down the middle of the
Drop
lane.
step dunked on us the first time we were there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're talking about like I know Hooper played basketball, but we were talking about kids like
You wore a uniform.
he did.
I was there. Number 4.
Were you on the court?
I got pictures.
He did. He does have pictures. But we're talking about like big men or any player you would want to play. After I was gone, like I would have killed to have Ronnie Tomasetti on my team. With a guy like that, like. And the other one I really loved watching play is both the Fiolas. I love those two kids.
Yeah.
I thought both of them had.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Josh and Frank, both of them, they had great work ethic.
Yes, they did.
Because they were just right after I left. So I saw them coming up, and Josh was a good big man. Maybe not as talented as Ronnie was, but they were a great, as far as brothers go, they were a great duo.
Well, Frank's senior year was my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So that means Josh was a sophomore, right? Or was he a junior? Are they a year apart or two?
I think they're two.
junior.
Junior, okay.
Oh, they're 1 year apart.
Junior, yeah, I
Yeah.
believe, because then he was a senior when I was a sophomore.
Because you guys
Yes.
weren't that year. You weren't that good.
We were 3-17 my
Yeah.
freshman year,
Right.
and unfortunately, Frank being Frank, he had to go through that. And
Yeah.
like you said, like he was
But he
all
was a
about
good.
That was my first year,
and like
and that was one I could remember.
Was that the
like,
Dabney
I
year?
I
Yeah.
felt
Yeah, but
bad
that-
for him.
yeah,
But
because
that-
we
he was a
really
player.
like he
Yeah.
came out and battled every night, every practice. Like it didn't matter. Like he was like, we're going to work. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if we won or
And he
lost
still
last game.
does it now.
He
He's
was
wild.
a kid.
Yeah.
He was a kid that you needed. and
Yes,
that-
he
that
instilled,
in
like,
terms
There
some
of
of
was
the good
setting
exactly
a
there
culture.
was some, and that's when I say like the culture of Mid Valley was changed by a lot of different things. And a kid like Frank and
He
is
definitely
one that would do
opened
it.
my eyes to a lot of things.
And then he went into nursing, and he's a critical care nurse as well.
That-
So I love him as even more than that.
That first group of seniors, Frank,
You should have him on.
Dennis O'Hara,
Yes, yeah,
know,
yeah.
Gage
Dennis was a
Warren.
good
Scott
kid.
Gage.
Oh, Gage
Yeah.
was Gage. I remind me all the time. Gage and Schrader. Those two were like
Yeah.
identical.
Yeah,
I'll
those
tell
two.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler McDonald,
I'll tell you a story.
Dennis. Remember
But-
Robert Hoover?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
one time I don't know if I should tell this on the podcast. One time
Okay.
down at what's Tinks now?
Levels.
Is
Levels.
Is that
Levels.
open?
Well, it was levels.
Well, whatever it
It's
was.
Hardware
Levels.
bars, a bunch of Boom Boom
Yeah.
Beach Club. I think
I
at one
saw-
point.
It's been a few things.
No.
That's how you show your age.
Now
What
listen,
it's considered.
Josh and Frank were both there at one time, and I was there, and I was pretty inebriated. But this guy, this is just a story for a podcast, I guess. This guy threw his girlfriend up against the bar. All right. Now I was with the girl at that time. She went over and
Confronted?
pushed this guy, and I said, "Oh, son of a!" Now I got to go over there because the guy turned and pushed the girl. So I go over, me being
Macho.
Macho Man. No, I just here's how it started. I saw her push him, and then I saw him push her, and I went, "Oh, son of a!" Now I have to go do something. So I stand up, and I all 140 pounds that I have. He goes, "All right, let's go outside." I went, "All right, F it, let's go outside." Because when you're in that,
Yeah.
when
You're
you're
in that
there,
mode.
you
You're in
gotta
that mode.
go,
You're
right?
like it's either.
So the bouncer comes out, and he picks me up.
Was it
and
Mark
takes me outside.
Is it Mark Avellino at the
No,
time?
no.
or not?
You can
he
go
just
sit
picks
down.
me up and he takes the other guy out. So now I go outside, and him and his friends are outside, and there's probably 4 of them, and I'm by myself. I mean, by myself. And guess who comes strolling through? Josh and Frank. And thank the good Lord, 'cause they're both not small. And I did not get killed that night, probably because of the Fiolas, and that was the only reason. And that was the only reason. It was. I think Dennis was there as well, but honestly, that was the only reason. They're like, "Oh, Runco, you all right?" I'm like, "Oh goodness, I'm the
No,
old.
I
I'm the
need
old.
ya.
I'm the old man." And I was
I
like,
need some help.
I did, and they came by, and I did not die because of the Fiolas. So
Our
I
boy
will
Frank,
say, I give
Josh,
them.
and possibly Dennis.
So this one's to you guys for not
Stella
killing me.
Artois.
or not getting me killed because you just happen to be there. Because Josh he's a body. He's
Morant
a big
dropped
boy.
52 tonight. Holy
Yeah, I
But,
saw that as well.
Yeah. So we were going over top players, top experiences, top guests. What else we got? I think that might be close to it, huh?
I think that's a great way to
Did
wrap
you give
it
him a
up.
top guest?
My top guest.
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, he's the guy who's listened to every one
My
of them
top
so
guest
far.
is still your buddy. What was his name again?
Oh,
Bobbin.
Prawl?
Prawl.
That
Oh,
Bobbin
Prawl.
was a
I
good
thought
one, though,
Bobbin.
as well.
Yeah. The
That was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
Botman was our first guest.
The
Yeah.
fact that he
No,
still
no,
called
no.
in from
No,
Arizona
no,
after getting
wait,
off
hold
the
on.
reservoir was
Yeah.
No, wait.
That was pretty
Are we
cool.
talking about the same guy? He was a wide receiver, then switched.
No, that's
Evan.
That's
Evan.
Evan.
That's
yeah.
Evan, yeah.
He was well spoken. He had a great outlook. I hope he coaches at another level because he sounds like he's got a great mind.
Oh, he understands the game.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And and I loved Rocks on it too. I didn't know how many injuries he really had. That's probably one of the reasons I subscribed. It's like, oh, this poor bastard. I better give him something. He's like, yeah. And then I was out playing the outfield, and then my whole leg almost fell off. And he was like on the Oregon Trail. Almost died of dysentery.
And now he watches planes for a living, so
Well, hey.
yeah.
Beats me. I was going to come in. I was going to give a COVID update, but now that's kind of gone. I mean, I thought you were going to ask me more medical questions, but I guess we don't have any of those. And
Do you see a lot of sports-related injuries?
No.
Being in the medical
We're a
field?
sports podcast,
I'm in
man.
the ICU.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You see me. I tell everybody, if you see me when you wake up,
There's
you
a
had
problem.
You had a bad day.
There's a
You had
problem.
real bad day.
There's a problem.
People always say, like, oh, could you imagine waking up and seeing Runco? And I said, well, I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm really good at what I do, but you still better hope you don't see me when you wake up. I've worked from trauma level 1s all the way. I mean, I've done neuro ICUs, cardiac ICUs.
Is there anything that like sticks in your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really, we don't got to get into those stories.
No,
but
yeah.
Some
Some of them like you're just like that's gonna stick for a little bit.
years.
Yeah.
Some stick with you for years. And I'm talking names, the date it happened.
That's
You will-
wild.
What you were wearing, everything.
Oh, everything.
Oh wow.
What the room smelled like.
Oh
Yeah.
crap.
How-
Really?
How much? Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much of a PTSD you get from nursing, which probably not much or whatever it is. I don't know. But
But, I
there's.
mean, you definitely see, especially in your line of work, you see some shit.
Have you seen some like things that like are gonna stick with you for forever?
Yeah, a
breaks.
couple.
I'm sure you
couple.
saw some like compound fractures and stuff. You don't forget that.
Yeah, I think the the kid we almost lost, the heat stroke at Syracuse, was the one.
Oh.
That's one that
That's
kind
like
of
something
sticks.
along those lines.
You don't forget. You don't forget it.
You I could play that minute by minute over
Yeah.
in my head.
I mean, there's times you have to remember. 2009, I started working in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I was in an ER, so I mean, yeah, there's stuff that stays with you. Like it stays with you, and it's dark. It's not fun. I mean, the problem is you get to the point where you have to laugh. You have to be able to start to laugh, and everything becomes funny.
You get calloused, obviously, after 10 years. Like, you just...
It's not that you get calloused. You get a defense mechanism where you'd rather laugh than cry.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be...
That's
It's
a
not
great way to put it.
Yeah, it's not.
That's a great way to put it, though.
But the thing that helps the most is my personality, because I can make a joke out of anything.
That's very
Yeah.
true.
True.
But no, yeah, there's things that you don't get over, and especially with COVID, there's things last year that I'll never get over. Never. And when people in my profession, you have to keep your mouth shut. You have to. You can't say anything
So
about anything.
I can't ask questions about...
No, you can.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, for the most part, you have to keep your mouth shut when people, you hear them in like the supermarket or something saying like, "Oh, this virus is fake. This is fake." It's like, holy
okay,
God.
okay.
If I wish it was fake, I'd give anything in my life to make this virus fake.
That's what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the good point. Here's my question. Like, obviously that's where we're going. We see a lot of people where you see the news, depending on what side you're on, like, oh, they mark
doing with his hair?
They marked the common flu. All right, I'm done. All right.
No, go ahead.
What's up with my hair?
Nothing. You're good. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Okay.
The
Go ahead.
camera's far enough away.
Yeah. You want-
You know what I think it was? He was caught behind the turbine
Yeah.
of the plane. Runco came in.
That's it. And it sucked it right out.
But you had noodles on your head. What are we doing here?
And it just F-bombed again.
I
So
didn't
mark
I
that
didn't say
time,
the word. I said
time.
what are we doing here?
2:14. Watch it.
That's the longest episode by far. But real question.
Go ahead,
All
F.
right.
So you're there, right? You see the news. Like you said, not a real thing. You get a lot of people, depending on what side you're on. Oh, this virus is the worst thing that's ever happened. This virus. Oh, people are marking the flu. Hospitals are just trying to make money. You're in the ICU. I'm sure you've had people that are admitted with actual like COVID issues. Like, what is the? Because, I mean, you can't trust either side. You can't trust what you see on either news network. Let's be honest, depending on what side you're on.
Sure.
You're in it. What is the truth about what we are still going through, but what we just went through in terms of COVID?
It was the worst 6-month period I've ever had.
Really?
It was, I was working in New York, and I had a completely locked down unit where when you walked into the unit, you had to be in full gear from your head to your toes. Family members couldn't come in to see their dad dying or their brother dying. It was, honestly, I tell Jessica now, like, if we had another outbreak like that, I don't know if I can go through it again.
Really?
Yeah, it was that bad.
Wow.
For a lot of times, it was really that bad. It was so very trying, and I'm not a proud man or anything like that. There's times where I came home from work and just had to come home, sit in my bedroom, and I broke down. It was terrible. So what it really was from what it is now is totally different because we're starting to get immunity. People are getting vaccinated. People are understanding that, yes, the vaccine will not help it spread. It can still spread from one vaccinated person to another. But you won't be intubated and you won't die.
Right.
You're going to be able to have antibodies to it. But at the point where we didn't have a vaccine, it was awful. I mean, terrible. When I tell you that we didn't have room in a morgue, like we were moving bodies in refrigerated trucks because we just didn't have room. There was 5-6 people dying in a shift, and there was nothing we can do. So when people say, like, it's the government who wants to do this or that, I don't care what side of whatever you're on.
Mm-hmm.
The virus was really bad at one point. Now, it seems like we've made a lot of headway. I mean, I'm not seeing anywhere near the fatalities or anything like that I was before. But at one time,
when it was at its peak,
terrible. It was awful. I mean, it was so bad that I was working a small ICU, like an 18-bed ICU. We had 10 beds, all COVID. At times, in 4 days, we had a complete flip, and they all died.
Wow.
Yeah. It was awful. That's why when people, it's insane to say, like, oh, it's not that deadly of a virus. It was. No, it's not. These other variants, I guess, aren't that bad. But most people have already been vaccinated, and we will still, I don't believe it's a pandemic anymore.
right.
Because we're through it all. But at the beginning, holy cow, it was awful. Well, the biggest problem was we just didn't know anything.
Right.
We didn't know anything. We just had to sit there and deal with it.
Right.
But, yeah, now we're smart, we're smarter, and I still say my biggest advice to all of you out there, just be an adult. Wash your hands. Don't be a scumbag. I say this all the time. Just don't be a scumbag. Just wash your hands. Be mindful of yourself, and just don't be an idiot. That's
Like if you're not feeling good, don't go out.
Sure, but but people aren't like that. They're idiots. Scumbags. That's why I say it. Just don't be a scumbag. And whatever you want to do, if you want to wear a mask or don't wear a mask, do what you want to. Just be an adult. That's it.
So in like a couple years, is this just pretty much like you said, the variants each time we get a new variant?
True.
Like, so in a couple years, is this just pretty much you get COVID and it's like the flu where you just all right, you might be sick for a couple days and you recover depending on. Is that where we're going with this, or?
I'm not smart enough, and I don't have enough.
Okay, I respect that.
Right. If I don't, I can give you information on what I experienced. I don't know the pathology of this virus. I don't know how it's mutating. I don't know these new variants. I know how to take care of them now, and I know what I can do to prevent them. But going forward, I can't give that.
Wash your hands. Don't be a scumbag.
That's it.
Put that on your poster.
I can tell. Wash your hands.
That's a great poster.
Yeah.
Should
Don't
we
be
put
a
a piece of
scumbag.
merch? Wash your hands. Don't be a scumbag. Runco like Uncle Sam pointing into the camera.
Trooping it up, you're one.
I
Listen,
tell
be
it.
cool.
that's a picture I'm getting before. Wash your hands. Don't be. All
I'm
right,
telling
we're
you,
doing that.
I can give you information on what I know. I don't speculate, and I will never tell you that I know more than I do. It's not that much, but what I do know, I'll give you an opinion on. If I don't have an answer for that. Will it be a yearly thing? Maybe. Will this last mutation be the last one? Also, maybe. I don't know. I'm not that good on
Yeah, I
pathology.
respect
of
that. I
disease.
respect that.
I do know it's real though.
Yeah. Now I feel like this might be a good way to.
That's a great way to end it.
Yeah. All right. Wash your
Anyway.
hands, you scumbags.
Music's already
You
playing.
filthy animal.
Episode 30. That'll be a shirt. I promise you. I'm getting a picture before I leave
There
here.
you
of
go.
Uncle Sam. That'll be a shirt. Wash your hands.
This is
Don't
gonna be a
scumbag.
two-parter.
Yep.
Two-parter.
No. We're going full.
This is almost
2.5 hours. Yeah,
Two-parter.
if you-
no shot. People listen to 2.5 hours of us
Two-parter.
talking.
I'll listen to it. I drive to work every day. I'll put it on.
2.5
whatever.
hours. It is what it
You
is.
can record 4 hours. I'll listen to it.
Part
Perfect.
one tomorrow. Part 2 Saturday.
There you go.
Part 1.
Ooh, I like that.
Make
Part
sure
two
you go to
Saturday.
G&M Snack Bar for, what is it, a Thunderbird or a
Thunderbird.
Firebird? Firebird. For a
Firebird.
Firebird. We have
Or
Choopin' It Up.
Thunderbird if
Music's
Grasso
not playing
sells
until
one.
now at
No,
this
it's
point.
still playing. It's still
Choopin' It
playing.
Up has only sold 2 so far. Hooper bought both of them, so please
No,
go.
Steve Galley bought both of them.
Yeah, he is a baller.
Episode 30.
Runk, it was a
Game over.
pleasure.
Appreciate
Runk,
you
thanks for
coming
coming.
in. Flying in real quick from
Flying in
California.
real
Love
quick.
Thanks for
it,
coming
love
in,
it.
bud.
Matt, no, thank you for coming in once you realized we were pulling out the green screen. Hey, episode 30. Will we be back for 31? Will we be
Let's
canceled?
hope. Let's hope.
Who knows?
It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Maybe I'll call in.